It's time for high school football, a Beaver County radio tradition for the last 77 years. 2025 Beaver County radio football coverage is being brought to you by the Lisa and Tank Latham team at eXp Realty, the YMCA, Patriot Home Care, All Access Automotive, Fry Transportation, Vape and Roll With It, Electric Garage Door Sales, Al's Corner, Dr. C. Timothy Lip, McDonald's, Moon Auto, Freedom United Federal Credit Union, CCBC, Friendly Federal Credit Union, Fisher's New Brighton Foodland, Al's Pizza, Tri-State Sporting Arms, Drug-Free Aliquippa, McGee Heating and Air Conditioning, St. Barnabas, the William Murphy Funeral Home, the Cornerstone of Beaver County, Zookie's Sports Bar, Johnson Heating and Air Conditioning, GNU's Body Works, J. Young Refuse, the J&J Spratt Funeral Home, S.E. Snyder Insurance, D&G Rentals, and Beaver County Radio. 99.3 FM and AM 1230 WBVP, 95.7 FM and AM 1460 WMBA, Beaver County Radio Digital Media, and BeaverCountyRadio.com. Now let's head out to the McGee Heating and Air Conditioning broadcast booth for coverage of tonight's game.
Welcome to Heinz Field in the heart of Aliquippa in Beaver County. This is going to be a great night. Aliquippa plays host to Avonworth. Aliquippa with the big return of Mike Warfield. The era has restarted, and after a huge victory against Bell Vernon last week, they are looking to make it 2 in a row in the new Mike Warfield era here as they host Avonworth. Avonworth, a legitimate powerhouse in their own right now in 3A. They made it all the way through the WPIAL, got the championship, went all the way to states where they came up just a little bit short in their matchup there, going into overtime and then finally losing by just a couple of points. They are the real deal. We got to see them at the end of the season against Beaver last year where we had our doubts about them, and then they flipped the script on us in the postseason when they came back to Beaver and won handily with that Wildcat offense. This is a matchup of two teams that we could easily see playing all the way not only in the WPIAL playoffs, but in the championship games, Mike.
Yeah, there's no doubt about it. We all know Aliquippa here in Beaver County, and they never really rebuild. They reload, and the talent is what it is. I mean, they may not have as big a line, but they got a lot of quickness and skill positions. And Avonworth under Duke Johncower, they have been a powerhouse, an up-and-coming team for years. And when they've got the horses, he knows different schemes and different ways to do things. He's not afraid to pass. He's not afraid to run. He's not afraid to change midseason. Mm-hmm. He's a good coach. They won the WPL championship last year and just missed on the state championship. And I'm sure that left a bad taste in their mouth, and they're raring to go here tonight.
Our man, Mike Azadian with me in the booth on the field. Tank Latham, we will be going and joining up with Tank here in a moment. He had an opportunity to talk to Coach Duke Johncower, and one of the things that I'm interested in finding out is which coach and which team will ultimately show up. Will he show all of his cards here? Is this about just a scrimmage because it's a non-conference game? Or do you match up against the Quips and see what your guys are really made out of and make them fight for the entire 4 quarters? Let's talk about Avonworth here. Class 3A champions so far this year. Big victories against Burrell and West Mifflin. Quarterback Carson Bellinger, what a performer he is with his play so far. Threw for 217 yards and 2 touchdowns on scores to Luca Neal that went 94 yards, and then also to Bryce Metz. So far on the season already, he is 21 of 31 for 405 yards, 5 touchdowns, and most importantly, no interceptions.
And you know what? He'll do that against certain teams, but when we saw him last year, he barely threw the ball, and he didn't play a lot because they changed to a Wildcat in the playoff game so that, they would win. I mean, that's what Duke Johncower does. He might not always show all of his cards because he wants to find out what his teams are going to do against top-flight competition, and then he's ready for any situation. So tonight, I feel that, he'll probably throw a bit with Bellinger, but then don't be surprised if there's times we don't see him and they change things up.
And Carson Bellinger, number 3, a quarterback. We'll be calling his number all night long. Another number we will call a lot is number 34, Dimitri Valaceres. He is their star tailback. Last year, Coach Duke John Core said he got a bit dinged up, wasn't able to perform at the high level of expectation, so we didn't see him a lot late in the season. But already this year, he's putting up some really remarkable numbers. 35 carries, 286 yards. He's averaging 8.2 a carry.
You know what? He was a kid. It was a sophomore last year and was one of their better guys. But when he got banged up, they weren't afraid to go to other guys, and we didn't see him a lot toward the end of the year. You're right. But now as a junior, he's a quick guy. But the question is, are there going to be holes for him to run to? And what's he going to do when he goes up against speed in the defensive backfield like Aliquippa? But he's their engine that makes things run in the backfield.
Yeah, and he's not a very big guy either, only 5'7", 175. Now, who is a bigger guy that we'll expect to hear a lot tonight? Wherever they decide to put him, in the Wildcat, maybe as a tailback, on the wing, in the shotgun, out and wide receiver, is Luca Neal. This man is remarkable. Last year didn't impress at all during the regular season, only rushed for about 200 and some odd yards. But in the postseason, rushed for over 800, finished with a 1,000-yard season, 2 games last year in the playoffs against top competition, rushed for over 250 yards in 2 games, and so far this season, he's putting up some pretty good numbers too. North of 10 catches, he's averaging about 25 yards a catch, already has 4 touchdowns, and he broke off a big one last week for 94 yards.
The thing about a guy like Neal and his brother last year is there's talent there, and Duke John Cowher realized that if he was going to beat Beaver, if he was going to win in the WPL playoffs and beat a Central Valley, if he was going to win in the state playoffs, he was going to have to do some different things. And they decided, since the Valaceres was a bit banged up, let's go to the Wildcat. And boy, did it work. And Neal, along with his brother, were part of that. And they just bulldozed through teams on their way to the WPL championship. So the thing I like about this Avonworth team is he, meaning Duke John Cowher, is not afraid to change things up if need be in mid-season, even in mid-game, where a lot of coaches are stubborn, and that's a mark of a really good coach and a good program. Now, he doesn't always want to talk about it, so talking to Tank's a big thing when we get him and get that interview.
One thing I think he will consistently do is run left. Mm-hmm. He will run left a lot, and if you're watching on video, whether it's Facebook or YouTube, you'll see them. Defense for Aliquippa stack left because they're running left, and it's all because of Peter Bonnet. He's a Navy recruit, comes in at 6'6", 300 pounds, and I saw him in pregame, and he's every bit of that.
When you've got big linemen, you can open up holes, and you can give room to running backs to run, and then it's one-on-one against linebackers and defensive backs. That's the big key. If you can open holes, that's what a good offensive lineman does, and he keeps guys away from the quarterback. So a big man like him, good to see that he's going to be moving on and go to Navy.
Let's go down to Tank Latham on the sideline. Tank, you had an opportunity to talk to Coach Duke John Core. What did he have to say to you during pregame?
All right, guys. Hey, I was talking to Coach John Core, like you said. Told him, first off, I do not ever want to play poker against him. Like, he the wool over all of our eyes. I asked him if any injuries. The whole team is healthy. Nothing to worry about there. Some key players to watch out for Aliquippa. He's concerned a little bit about number 1 and number 14, Good in council. And also, he said his guys he's been being the bell cow is Luca Neal and Bellinger. I asked him a little bit about this being a non-conference and how this game's going to go. He said, we're here to compete, we're here to win, so we're in for a good game.
Looking forward to it. Thank you very much, Tank. Tank also had an opportunity to talk to Coach Warfield. We'll get those insights coming up in just a little bit. This is the 4th time these two teams have played ever. Can you imagine that?
Yeah,
ever?
You know why? Because Avonworth years ago was a small Class A school, and then they started building up out there in North Hills, and then they became 2A. By that time, Aliquippa was playing 3A. And now, over the years, Avonworth 2A for a long time. Now, they've moved up to 3A, but Quip is in 4A for football. So, non-conference, it makes sense. But over the years, you're right. You'd think they'd play more, but they were both in different conferences for years and both in different classifications.
First matchup, 1919, when Aliquippa won 68-0. And then they played in 1922 and played to a scoreless tie. And it wasn't until 102 years later, last year, when Aliquippa traveled to Avonworth, had to come from behind to get the big victory. We'll find out what has to happen tonight for a Quips victory. It's coming up when we get back on Beaver County Radio.
Searching for a sleek new ride without breaking the bank this summer? All Access Automotive next to the YMCA has you covered. With reliable service, easy financing, and an extensive list of inventory, All Access Automotive has become the premier spot in Beaver County to find your car of the future. Looking to trade in your current vehicle? All Access will give you a fair trade-in value. Browse the eye-catching All Access lot Monday through Saturday and talk to an All Access representative and learn more today. All Access Automotive, where reliability and transparency come before anything else.
You talk about community involvement and safety, the name Fry stands at the forefront in Beaver County. Fry Transportation's mission is to continue to raise the bar as the gold standard in their industry by providing the safest, most reliable, and cost-efficient transportation service in Beaver County through their strong relationships with their communities, best-in-their-class drivers, equipment, and technology. There's nothing more important than the safety of their students, employees, and community members. Fry Transportation, where the quality of their organization is characterized by the makeup of the individual behind the wheel.
Want to make football season better than ever this year? Plan now to join your friends at the Hangar in Moon Township, the place where good times and great food meet. Watch your favorite sporting event on one of their 18 big screen TVs while you enjoy their famous wings, beer-battered fish, pizza, or Taco Tuesdays indoors or on the outdoor patio. Check out their award-winning menu online for lunch, dinner, or a special night out. This football season, hang out with your friends at the Hangar, the best-kept secret in Moon Township at 500 Flaherty Run Road.
What if you could meet the future you? The one with the degree, the dream job, the confidence. This fall at Community College of Beaver County, step up to the mirror and see what's possible. Whether you're fresh out of high school, changing careers, or returning to finish what you started, every class and campus experience brings you closer to who you're meant to be. See your future. Start it here at CCBC. Visit ccbc.edu/fall25.
In Beaver County, there are many great stories to tell. One such worthy story is that of the Drug-Free Aliquippa program. Now in its 4th year, the project has enjoyed great success through in-school interaction, education, raising awareness, and data analysis. Drug-Free Aliquippa has a mission to help local youth make better decisions regarding alcohol and drug use. For more information or to find out how you can get involved, visit Drug-Free Aliquippa on Facebook.
A lot has changed since 1885. That's when my great-grandfather, William Andrew Hartzell, opened the doors to our family-owned and operated funeral home. This is William F. Rick Murphy from the William Murphy Funeral Home Incorporated in Rochester. Together with my son, Brian C. Murphy, we represent a business that is now flourishing into its 5th generation. Throughout that time, we've had the pleasure of experiencing many of local memories that have made Rochester and the surrounding area so great. I'll bet many of you can easily recall the H.C. Fry Glassworks, Barnett's Bootery, or even Kaufman's Department Store with its massive double-decker parking lot.
To put things in perspective, my family was already serving others at their time of need before the automobile had even been invented and the aforementioned businesses started and ended. Our commitment to serve our community with dignity and compassion has allowed the William Murphy Funeral Home, Inc. to preserve a business legacy that spans nearly 140 years, and we're still here. To contact us, visit our website at William Murphy Funeral Home, Inc. or call 724-775-0309.
Has your smile recently been intercepted by a bad cavity, stains, or damage that's been driving you crazy? Don't worry. Dr. Timothy Lip in Lip Dentistry is the Hail Mary your teeth have been needing. Located in Beaver Falls and Robinson Township, Lip Dentistry has been a trusted business for families in the greater Pittsburgh area to touch down at for over 2 decades. Make sure to rush over to lipdentistry.com and register for an appointment today and get 25% off your first cleaning. Don't fumble the opportunity to make Lip Dentistry your office of the future and make an appointment today.
Got kids? Too much to do? No time to cook? Download the McDonald's app today and get dinner delivered straight to your door from DoorDash. McDonald's makes it easy for you and your family. Download the app today and get exclusive deals and rewards. McDonald's. I'm loving it.
Welcome back. I'm Mangino Mike Asadian with me in the broadcast booth. Tank Latham on the sideline. We are live from Heinz Field. It's Aliquippa Avonworth. The Quips and the Lopes tonight. Kickoff in about 15 minutes from now. Last year, Mike Warfield took a year off. And Vashawn Patrick stepped in, and according to Mike Warfield and others, he did a valiant job. But there's just something special about Mike Warfield. You look at his numbers in 6 years. First year at Aliquippa, he takes them to a state title, wins in 2018. First undefeated season in 2023. WPIAL titles in 18, 21, 22, and in 23. State championships in 18, 21, and 23. There's an argument that you give him enough time, he may very well be year for year. You take any 6-year period here, is there anybody better at coaching football than Mike Warfield?
Yeah, it's tough. You can maybe throw Mark Lyons in there when Central Valley started off. You can throw our guy, Gene Matzook, in there from Rochester. There's other guys, too, I'm sure you could throw in there if you really start doing research. But as many titles, WPL and state, and as many wins for this program. And, yeah, you could say
he's 74-6.
Exactly. You could say he's got the horses, but, other people had the horses, too. It's what you do with that talent, and they respect him here. He, former state police officer, worked for the state police, and, kids growing up need strong influences, coaches, teachers, parents. It's not just at home. And a guy like him makes kids accountable and works with the kids, and they respect him. Thus, they'll play hard for him. Not that they didn't for Vashawn and other coaches in the past, but he just has a specialness about him with the kids and knows what to do with the talent.
You know what else he does really well? He has high levels of expectation off the field, too.
Yeah, he does.
He's been able, along with the entire administration and the athletic department, to elevate the academic level. I mean, a couple of years ago, you got a wide receiver whose name escapes me, and I apologize for that.
Brandon Banks.
That went to Yale.
Brandon Banks.
And then now you're looking at Marquise Council, who's committed to go to Yale.
You have
a higher academic standard here at Aliquippa. Now, who would have thought just a few years ago that you'd have the starting quarterback talking about going to Yale?
Exactly. And I think someone last year went to Princeton, but then last year we did the girls' basketball playoffs. Their head coach proudly told me not one girl missed a game due to academics. And if you don't make your grades week to week, they don't let you play. And give credit to Dr. Philip Woods, the superintendent, Rodney Hurd, the principal, and Jen D'Amico, the athletic director, along with them. They got this program together, and the kids decided that they wanted a higher GPA to be eligible because they realized that they want to do something with their life outside of Aliquippa High School, and they want to move on, and more kids are going to school. So I credit everybody at Aliquippa for what they're doing with the kids.
They do. They need to be applauded for it, and it needs to be recognized. And especially what Coach Warfield was talking about, Marquise Council's mom, and how she needs to be recognized as well. I mean, this woman put a lot of work into her son, not only to make him understand the commitment it takes to be a great athlete, but to be great academically as well. We'll talk more about what's happening here at Aliquippa coming up in a moment. Back in 2 minutes on Beaver County Radio.
Al's Corner is not just for gas. That's right. They offer gas, of course, but also fresh food and snacks every day. Let Al's do the cooking. They make fresh subs on their homemade bread daily. They offer hot foods like tacos, fish on Friday, plus wraps, salads, and more. Whether it's breakfast, lunch, or dinner, make a visit to Al's Corner in Koppel. Call Al's today to place your order. Make your football party be the envy of your family and friends. Follow them on Facebook for their daily specials. That's Al's Corner on the corner off Route 18 and 351 in Koppel.
If the black and gold can get a new quarterback every year, maybe you can switch teams too. This is Coach Andy Dangle from Freedom United Federal Credit Union. I'm looking for new free agents, or should I say, members. Our membership is open to many organizations and groups throughout the county. Join my team at Freedom United Federal Credit Union. Details and applications are available now. Visit Freedom United Federal Credit Union. Member NCUA Equal Housing Lender.
Lace up your cleats and rush on over to Zuki Sports Tavern. From their award-winning wings to their wide selection of ice-cold beverages, Zuki's is the place to go to watch your favorite team. Zuki's also has a plethora of salads, wraps, burgers, appetizers, and more. Don't want to leave and miss the action? Order online at Zukis.com/order. So what are you waiting for? Visit Zuki Sports Tavern in Falston today. Zuki Sports Tavern, big screens, bigger flavor. Stop by today and make your game day count.
Attention seniors! Did you know that by being a part of Silver Sneakers, you can receive a Beaver County YMCA membership for no additional cost? More than 16 million Medicare members have access to the Silver Sneakers program. Just give our member service representatives a call, and we'll take care of the rest. For more information, give us a call at 724-891-8439. Again, that's 724-891-8439.
Aliquippa, Avonworth, and we're talking about the Quips, and we were talking about Coach Warfield. Let's get to the players and Marquise Council a little bit more. At quarterback, what a performance he had last week against Bell Vernon. Threw for 15 times, 281 yards, 25 yards a catch, and 3 touchdowns. Ran the ball effectively, rushed for a touchdown over 60 yards. This young man really does do it all. And it's changed the way Aliquippa runs their offense. It used to be the ground and pound, we're going to beat you up just running the ball down you. And now the offense has changed. It's about being able to throw it around the field.
You know, at almost any other high school, he probably would have been starting as a freshman at quarterback. But they had Quentin Good, Khalil's brother. And Quentin ran the team to a state championship and was such a great quarterback for them. He's had the talent. I saw him as a freshman throw touchdowns coming in to replace Quentin a few times. He's always had the talent. Same thing in basketball. These young men have waited their turn, and he was their starter last year in a ground and pound. Now when you see a guy like Takey Hayes graduate, you still have some good running backs that are learning, but now you turn the ball over to him, and now it's going to be a passing offense with a lot of their talent, which they didn't pass as much in the past. But now, if that's a weapon and you can get these running backs going, that makes them even more of a threat.
Yeah, the offensive line a little bit smaller than what they had in their heyday a couple of years ago, where they averaged the same weight as a professional football team. Now you have Justice Sparks that comes in at 240, and the rest of them in that 255 to 290 range, except for Eric Raspberry. Looking forward to seeing him 6'1", 345. He'll be throwing the ball a lot to Khalil Good. Who's Khalil really not listed as one of the starters on offense, but my goodness, I don't know how he's not, considering the performance that he's put up so far. 106 yards last week against Bell Vernon in their first game, plus a 2-point conversion. I can see him all over the field on offense. Pay attention to where that guy is.
I'll tell you something about him. You talk about his talent, but he's a leader. In basketball, he's a leader. We've talked to their former basketball coach about him being a leader and the things he brings to the team. As a freshman in a championship game, in a state championship game, he had 3 interceptions. He's that good. Now, he's a little on the smaller side. He's thin. He's 6'2". He's 170. But I feel if he bulks up a little bit, I know there's people looking at him. I don't know exactly where yet, but he's going to play ball somewhere in college. But he has a world of talent, and it's on both sides of the ball. He's going to make a coach in college happy because he's going to get a leader and a skilled, talented player.
That running back, it's going to be by committee. Cameron Cannon, Cleister Longmire, and maybe Avery Coleman. Their leading rusher, Joseph J.J. Work, won't be able to hit the field today. However, how about this? Maybe for the first time in a really long time, they have a kicking game. Ronaldo Romero, 4 for 4 extra points. I was watching him. He was nailing some nice field goals during warm-ups.
He was. And, you know, the last couple of years they didn't. Probably 3 and 4 years ago they had a guy here for 3 or 4 years, but before that they never had a kicking game. You're right. So to have that, now when you're sitting there at the 20-yard line, and it's 4th and 4, instead of going for it, now you go for a field goal because you might need that later in the year. You don't want to have him kicking in the WPL Championship where he's never kicked before in a game, so you want to get him used to kicking.
Right.
And you mentioned the running backs. Running back committee, until someone comes to the forefront and takes the lead there, you know, if Work is out as a senior, you know, I mean, he had the bulk of the carries, but other guys, as you mentioned, Cameron Cannon, a junior, he's a 200-pounder. Cleister Longmire's 220 pounds. Hey, let them guys ground out yards, take turns in the heat, and if somebody assesses to the foreground, if not, then running back committee it'll be.
After last week's game, Coach Warfield didn't talk to the press. He turned everything over to Vashon Patrick, but because we're Beaver County Radio, Coach Warfield talked to our own Tank Latham for a couple of minutes. Tank, what did he say to you?
Yeah, guys, I talked with Coach Warfield, and first I congratulated him on coming back to the pit here, and I asked him about some injuries, and he knows some J.J. Work. He's out tonight. I asked him who are his key players, who are his leaders this year. He instantly stated Council, Longmire, Starks, Good, all those guys, and who he was concerned about, he said the offensive line for Avonworth, and I'll tell you what, I was down there watching them. They look what the real deal. And I asked him what was his what he said, what he asked these guys to think about all offseason, it was don't waste time. That is going to be their mantra this year is don't waste people's time, don't waste your own time. So they're ready to win.
That is a great motto to have. I mean, that's something you can take for the rest of your life. Don't waste the time. Every minute is valuable, whether you're talking about preparation for a football game, you're talking about work, family life. Yep. Don't waste time.
And as we get older, we realize that. I'm sitting here thinking, I just remember 5 years ago sitting here and watching a young man, Tyke Hayes, and thinking, oh, he's going to be the next great thing. It's 5 years later, he's gone. It's still high school football, and you just, at Aliquippa, you just replace guys. Next man up. The young kids are coming up. They're going to work hard. And that's the one thing at Quip is that the coaches that are here, they're all former players, and they get these kids to work hard, and they get them to understand that it's a big tradition here, and don't waste your time.
All right, we are just minutes away from kickoff. We'll take this pause. We'll come back on Beaver County Radio.
What if you could meet the future you? The one with the degree, the dream job, the confidence. This fall at Community College of Beaver County, step up to the mirror and see what's possible. Whether you're fresh out of high school, changing careers, or returning to finish what you started, every class and campus experience brings you closer to who you're meant to be. See your future. Start it here at CCBC. Visit ccbc.edu/fall25.
Are you looking for a cigar, tobacco, vape, and roll your own supply store in Beaver County? Visit Vape and Roll With It at 751 Merchant Street, Ambridge to shop for a variety of the best cigars in the walk-in humidor. They also sell vape juice, disposable vapes, glass, and CBD. You can also view several of their in-store promotions by following Vape and Roll With It on Facebook and Instagram. Visit vapeandrollwithit.com for more information. Don't worry about prices or stress, just roll with it. Open 7 days a week on Merchant Street in Ambridge. That's Vape and Roll With It.
You're tuned in to 2025 high school football coverage on Beaver County Radio. Tonight's game is being brought to you by the Lisa and Tank Latham team at eXp Realty, the YMCA, Patriot Home Care, All Access Automotive, Fry Transportation, Vape and Roll With It, Electric Garage Door Sales, Al's Corner, Dr. C. Timothy Lip, McDonald's, Moon Auto, Freedom United Federal Credit Union, CCBC, Friendly Federal Credit Union, Fisher's New Brighton Foodland, Al's Pizza, Tri-State Sporting Arms, Drug-Free Aliquippa, McGee Heating and Air Conditioning, St. Barnabas, the William Murphy Funeral Home, the Cornerstone of Beaver County, Zookie's Sports Bar, Johnson Heating and Air Conditioning, GNU's Body Works, J. Young Refuse, the J&J Spratt Funeral Home, S.E. Snyder Insurance, D&G Rentals, and Beaver County Radio.
In Beaver County, there are many great stories to tell. One such worthy story is that of the Drug-Free Aliquippa program. Now in its 4th year, the project has enjoyed great success through in-school interaction, education, raising awareness, and data analysis. Drug-Free Aliquippa has a mission to help local youth make better decisions regarding alcohol and drug use. For more information or to find out how you can get involved, visit Drug-Free Aliquippa on Facebook.
It might be time to repair or replace that old garage door. Call on Robin and her team of expert installers at Electric Garage Door Sales in Monaca. Dial 724-774-3200 and your door will work like a charm. Featuring CHI quality garage doors, LiftMaster garage door openers, and over 50 years experience, Robin and her team will get it done right. Electric Garage Door Sales. Give them a call at 724-774-3200 or find them online at electricgaragedoorsales.com.
Falling in love is one thing. Having anxiety about falling is a whole different subject. If you or a family member are concerned about falling, and yes, either up or down the stairs, or maybe even out of bed, St. Barnabas has a special message and some ideas just for you. Years of experience in working with people who are prone to falls has given St. Barnabas special expertise in this area. Call them at 724-443-0700 and learn about ways that you can begin to feel more confident and safe, including suggestions that you can implement right now into your daily routine. Call St. Barnabas at 724-443-0700. For many years now, St. Barnabas has been helping people fall in love, that is, with their new, better life, a longer life, a risk-free life. Call St. Barnabas now at 724-443-0700 or visit stbarnabashealthsystem.com and learn more about living longer and better.
From the McGee Heating and Air Conditioning broadcast booth, this is the Fisher's New Brighton Foodland pregame show on Beaver County Radio. Coming up throughout the course of the game, we'll be checking in with Joe Martichek. Joe with Boom Pow DIY Solar. He'll be giving us updates. He is presently at the game with Ambridge and with Hopewell.
There you go. And
he'll be checking in with us at the quarters to be able to give us updates, and at halftime and in postgame as well. And check out what Joe has to offer at boompowsolar.net. Another little special feature to tell everybody about is Way Back When, coming up on Sunday nights at 7 o'clock, starting September the 7th at 8 o'clock, rather. We go way back to the 2000 Class 1A WPIAL Championship game in which Rochester, with their first-year head coach Gene Matzuk, took on the Monaca Indians at Three Rivers Stadium. It's Way Back When, presented by the Fry Transportation Group and brought to you by East Rochester and Tuska Shop and Save and the East Rochester True Value, Dr. C. Timothy Lip, Beaver Falls Athletic Department, and Beaver County Radio.
Hey, a couple of quick things. A little bit of a delay as they are taking care of the remnants of the horse down low down there.
Well, you got to make sure you take care of business.
You got to take care of it. So you talked about the offensive line and defensive line for Quip. Justice Starks, 240. Miles Green, 270. Jaden Brown, 255. Eric Raspberry, 345. And Kingston Wilcox, 290. It's not as all 300-pounders, but still big guys. And listen to this. Dante Raspberry is a freshman. He's a backup. He's at 250. And as Tank pointed out to me, a big difference between the warm-ups is Aliquippa was just working on basic stuff, which Avonworth was working on blitz pickups. And real quick, our officials for tonight, the referee is Tony Lascola. Head linesman is Darren Bauer. Side judge Kurt Frazier, also a basketball ref. Eric Susage, the umpire, he refs basketball. Line judge Kevin Malone. Mike Spagnola is the field judge. Here we go.
And the kick is away deep into the end zone, and they're going to call a touchback back in the end zone. So a nice long kick by the kicker for Avonworth. They won the toss. Calden Mahan is the kicker, 6'1", 165. He's a junior. So Avonworth won the toss, and they deferred to the second half. And Aliquippa now going left to right. If you were listening, make sure that you watch. You can watch us on Facebook and on YouTube. Just look up Beaver County Radio. Aliquippa, they are in black jerseys, white numbers, white pants. Avonworth is white shirts, red numbers, and gray pants. And they're set up at the 20, right at the midway mark between the stripes. Shotgun formation, 3 wide receivers, 2 to the near side, 1 to the far side. And Council calling for the snap. Takes the handoff, looking, has a man over the middle, and just short of his receiver on that one. He was looking for Josh Lay, not able to make the connection with Josh, just a little off.
Yeah, it looked to me like he was throwing off his front foot. His rhythm wasn't right and a little bit short, didn't lead his pass. They kind of ran out of steam. He's got a good arm, but you got to lead the receiver, and he was short.
Wide receivers already set wide. Khalil Good to one side. He's to the top of the formation. Council once again with Cleaster Longmire on his hip. 2 tight ends to the left. Hands it off to Longmire, and Longmire tackled for a loss, maybe a loss of 2, maybe 3 on that play. Cleaster Longmire having a real difficult time so far this season.
Yeah.
Last week, they rushed the ball 4 times for minus 14 yards.
Yeah, and Cleister's one of those guys he's like a glue guy. He comes in, he's a defensive guy for basketball. He plays both sides of the ball for football. He's not a star, but he's a guy that was going to get a chance this year to be one of their lead backs, and he's had a rough start.
Yeah, and with J.J. out today, J.J. Work not playing tonight, he may get more reps. All right, they're going to call it a loss of 2, so now it's 3rd and 12 from their own 18. Running clock, 11:15 to go in the first quarter. Ball on the far hash mark. 4 wide receivers, 3 to the near side, 1 to the top. Back to pass, looking, has plenty of time in the pocket, has a man deep. Can he make the connection? Intercepted at the 48-yard line of Aliquippa. Wow. Yeah, Jaden Jones playing in his safety position, went up, elevated, jumped forward, and came down with the interception.
He overthrew his receivers. First time he underthrew, he overcompensated and overthrew this time. And Avonworth, solid team, good athletes, good scheme, and now they're going to get the ball at midfield. So even if they don't have the interception, you figure that's about where they're going to get the ball.
Good point.
With a punt, they might have got it a little bit depending on how good the punter is, but they start out at midfield.
All right, Carson Bellinger in a quarterback. Dimitri Velasaris behind him at the tailback position. And on the near side, Luca Neal. Pay attention to where Luca Neal is. He's on the near side around the 50-yard marker. Man in motion. Cross formation over that left side. Belisaris has it right up the middle and gets to about the 45, picks up 4, maybe 5 yards. They're going to say he got to the 44, so a 2nd and 5, 5-yard pickup for Dimitri.
Well, I'm curious about the defense here for Aliquippa, and right, that first play, they got a big offensive line, does Avonworth, and they had a good push, and that's a really good first down pickup.
Everybody's in tight this time. Bellinger, shotgun. Wings on either side, and Belisaris in the tailback. This time, Luca Neal is on the far side of the field. Ball in the middle of the hash marks. Man in motion, crossing formation to the left. Snap. Hands it off right over that left side. Nice pickup for Belisaris, close to the 40-yard line. They're going to say he's about a yard short of the first down, setting up a 3rd and 1 for the Lopes.
Well, one of the guys they ran over was Peter Bonnet, 300-pounder, 6'6" offensive lineman, along with the tight end and other guys, and they quickly get to a no-huddle, and they're back at it.
Tight formation one more time, same as last time, but instead Luca Neal is on the near side of the field. And once again, the ball is pretty much in the middle of the hash marks for those of you who are listening on radio. Once again, you can watch on Facebook and on YouTube. Cross formation one more time over that left side. Belisaris right behind Bonnet, and he gets the first down to the 37-yard line. 1st and 10 for Avonworth.
Another guy, Harrison McAfee, a junior, 255. Ben Butsko, a freshman. In there, Tyler Haney, a senior, 255. They don't mess around. They tell you they're coming that way. Aliquippa prepares for it. Still a first down.
Same formation again. Do they make the man go in motion across? First, Bellinger wants to look back over at the sideline, get the adjustment from the coaches, and now he's back set. Play clock around 15 seconds. Takes the handoff. Over that left side behind Bonnet again, try to get out to the edge. He does, all the way into the 30-yard line. He's close to first down territory. They're going to call him down around the 29, maybe the 28. Get him within a 1, maybe 2 yards. Yeah, nope, they're actually going to say it's a first down pickup. They're going to give him all the way down to the 26. It's interesting the way things are set up here at Aliquippa at the pit. It's difficult to see the sideline on the home side, so you're kind of judging on where the officials are on the far side.
And they did a good job of sealing off that and gave him room to get around the end. And you don't see a lot of people get around the end on Aliquippa. And they're running to the left side every single play, and Quip should be prepared for that by now.
Same formation, man crosses formation. Once again, Bellinger gives it to Belisaris, and Belisaris gets pushed from behind a little bit and gets inside the 25-yard line. That time, there was a defensive back for Aliquippa that came from the quarterback position that was able to get in there and force a tackle and make it a little bit more difficult for him. Josiah Boykin.
Yeah, he got his hands on his hips, got his hands on his legs, and then Justice Starks got in there as well.
All right, this time Luca Neal is up at the top of the formation. Ball's on the near hash mark. 8:08 to go in a running clock. Play clock is down to 10 seconds. Bellinger looking over the defense. Belisaris behind him. Fakes the handoff, decides to throw, has a man, and just beyond the outstretched arms of Luca Neal, he had him on a seam route and just not able to make the connection, just a couple of feet too far.
And you know what he did is he faked right and then went left. He caught the inside of the DB, so the DB's on the outside. If that pass is right on, he catches that, and that's likely a touchdown. So he had the DB beat, but the throw was just a little bit long. Nice, strong arm by Bellinger, though.
Everybody's in tight once again, wing backs and Belisaris in the tailback. Luca Neal, one-on-one coverage it looks like right now at around the 25-yard line. Safety begins to cheat over that way just a little bit. Bellinger overlooking the defense. Safety starts to be able to creep in, takes the handoff, play action pass, looking, trying to find somewhere to go, and finds nowhere to go. Big sack by Aliquippa, and here comes the flag. 29. Josiah Boykin got excited about the fact that he got a sack and then slammed his helmet down on the football field. And
can't do it.
They're going to back him up 15 yards. Now the question becomes, is a 15-yard penalty, then give them a first down?
You can't do things like that. It's like the NFL game last night. You stand over a guy and you taunt, you're going to get called. They don't want anything like that, especially in high school sports. And it's sportsmanship, number one. And if you can't control yourself, you're going to get called. And
the flag is at the 27-yard line. They have to get down to the 16 for a first down.
Yeah,
so is it a half the distance to the goal? Will it get them within that yard marker to give them the first down? Here's the call. Half the distance to the goal, automatic first down. So here you go. You have the sack that forces them to maybe go for a field goal and puts them in a very long down and distance situation for fourth down anyway. And now you give them a brand new set of downs.
That's huge.
Penalties have always been a problem.
And if you're Avonworth, you need to take advantage of this. You can't let opportunities like this go away. And if you're Quip, you need a defensive stand right here. They only have 14 yards to go.
First and 10 now from the 14-yard line. In for Avonworth at quarterback is Jaden Jones. Jaden Jones is in at quarterback. Valaceres in the tailback position right behind him. Fakes and hands it off to Valaceres, and that time he was wrapped up. Big-time play from the linebacker position to Koa Gilbert coming off that left side and read that perfectly. Now, at the same time, if Jones decides to keep it on that RPO, he had the entire outside to be able to go. Nobody was out there to contain him.
Yeah, they're going to have to do something different. That left side's being plugged up right now.
Bellinger now back into the game. Luke Neal on the near side, right around the 15-yard line. He's set up. Ball's on the near hash mark, going from right to left. 2nd and 11.
Officials timeout. Something is wrong somewhere.
And the officials trying to figure out what they want to accomplish here. They're going to send one Aliquippa Quip off and allow one to get in.
Equipment.
Gavin Wilcox is come off, and it looks as though you're right, Mike. Equipment issues. Now, referee saying they can go ahead and play again. Play clock is rolling. Game clock is rolling. 7:07. Man in motion across the formation to the right side. He stucks it into. He was thinking about handing it off to Valaceres, but it was RPO all the way. But Aliquippa got great penetration. There were a number of players that got through on that one. 29-17-52 for Aliquippa. So you're looking at Takoa Gilbert, Josiah Boykin, and Justice Starks all getting that penetration they needed to stop. 3rd and 13 for the Lopes. Very similar formation. They keep everybody stacked in tight, except for Luke and Neal this time at the top. And now they look back over to the sideline. Play clock is down under 10 seconds. Aliquippa resets their defense. Cross formation, man goes in motion. Bellinger back, looking down that left side. He's scrambling. Here comes the pressure, and he throws it away, almost intercepted. He was trying to throw it out of bounds, but didn't actually get to the out of bounds line, and it was almost intercepted inside the 5. So now it's 4th and 13.
Defensive stance. That's what they needed. They stopped them. There's a sack. They didn't have them. Let's say they lost 4 yards total. Now it's 4th down. Now the question is, do you go for it or do you kick? You have to kick here, I would think. And it looks like they're getting ready for a field goal. It looks like it's going to be probably about 34 yards.
Yeah, Jackson May, the sophomore, 5'7", 145, is going to be the holder on this one. And the kicker is Calder Mayen, 6'1", junior. And this is clearly inside his range. The kick is up, and the kick is good. So the Antelopes break the tie. It's 3-0, 6:05 to go in the first quarter. The kickoff is next on Beaver County Radio.
Looking for that special home or wanting to sell yours? Let the Lisa Latham team, brokered by eXp Realty, help you. Hi, I'm Tank Latham, and our goal is to make you feel comfortable whether buying or selling. Lisa and I strive to make the process as smooth and as easy as possible. We invite you to visit the all-new eXp office located at 926 3rd Avenue, New Brighton. Give us a call at 724-307-5472. Check out Beaver County home inventory on our website, lisalatham.com. The Lisa Latham team, results that move you.
Let's check in with Tank Latham with the Lisa Latham team, brokered by eXp Realty Sideline Report. And Tank, what are your observations after that drive?
Well, I'm seeing a lot of line communication by Avonworth. They're calling out who they're going to be blocking. They are double teaming certain players, but on the other side, Aliquippa, they got the speed. They are just running around some of those defensive players. It looks like if they start passing underneath, they may have some better options. They got a lot of guys in the box.
All right, thank you very much, Tank. Do appreciate that. We'll check in with you coming up once again in just a little bit. Also, we'll be checking in with Joe from Boom Pow DIY Solar. He is at the game with Ambridge and Hopewell, and we'll get updates throughout the course of the evening with that game. Also, we'll give you updates for other games around the valley from the Fry Transportation Update Desk as those scores come in. So 6:05 to go in the first quarter. Avonworth up 3-0. And this is kind of like a mixed bag. You got points, but at the same time, you had a great opportunity to get 7. And Aliquippa has to feel really good that they were able to dodge a bullet there, too.
Yeah, and I think that Avonworth went to the well way too often to the left side of the run. Quip started stopping the run. They didn't go to the right side at all. And then their passes, they tried the big pass. It didn't work. And once that didn't work, they just couldn't get the protection for Bellinger, thus having settled for a field goal. We'll see if they regret not scoring a touchdown.
Man with the kickoff all the way back to the 2-yard line, taking up right up the hash marks, and here he comes all the way out to the 28-yard line. Josh Lay with the return. Josh Lay with a really nice return of upwards of 27 yards on that.
Yeah, and he's one of their quickest guys. That Lay name is famous here at Aliquippa, and he's another in the long line of the Lay family, and 5'8", 150-pound wide receiver defensive back.
All right, so Aliquippa taking the ball for their second drive of the game. It's at the 28-yard line near hash mark. Marquise Council with running backs on both sides. 3 wide receivers wide, 2 to the top, 1 to the near side underneath. Snap, back, and flags.
Somebody jumped offsides. Has to be. Just don't know who it is. Yep, false start on Quip. Yeah, early in the season, Robert, penalties do hurt you. But, you have all that time in practice. These are things you got to work out. And once you get into the point of section play, you got to stop the penalties.
Yeah, and it's one of the things that they struggled with over the past couple of years that we've been doing games together. But they've always figured out ways of being able to overcome.
They usually do. With that talent, they do.
All right, Council back. RPO hands it off. Nice run over the right side, up over the 30-yard line, all the way out to the 33. Beautiful pickup there on first down after that penalty to start things off.
And I did not see who had that. Was that Cameron or Reddick? I thought it looked like number 3, but hard to tell because there was a lot of people in front of us.
And now we have another flag down.
That was Cameron Cannon.
And what is the call on this one? Offsides against Avonworth. That'll give them enough for a first down.
Well, Avonworth, if they want to control this game, they did the right thing about controlling the clock, and they just have to control the line of scrimmage and not give up big plays.
Aliquippa coming out, ball at the 38-yard line. 3 wide receivers, 2 top, 1 bottom, 2 running backs, both of them on the left side of Marquise Council. Marquise Council looking for some room, and he just can't find it. They were trying to run strong left, and Avonworth sniffed it out, able to get the penetration and drop him for a loss of what looks to be about 3 yards on the play.
Yeah, and
we have an injured Lope on the field.
Yep, probably a cramp. See, and so it'll be an injury timeout, probably a cramp. Let's hope that's all it is, and nothing worse than that. But good defensive play by Avonworth on first down.
All right, while they tend to him, we will pause for 30 seconds and come back to Heinz Field and Aliquippa. The Lopes on top of the Quips, 3-0. 5:09 to go in the first quarter.
Summer's winding down, but the deals at Fisher's Foodland will get you wound up. Open 7 days a week, Fisher's Foodland in New Brighton is sure to provide all of your summertime essentials at an affordable price. From specials on produce, dairy, beverages, household products, and more. You won't sweat these prices at Fisher's. Don't want to put a pause on your poolside fun? Order your groceries online at shop.grocerystorenewbrighton.com. Fisher's Foodland in New Brighton, your reliable neighborhood grocery store.
The injured player, number 66 for Avonworth, and that is Jay Mon. And Tank, what did you see that brought that about?
It looked like just a regular football injury where the feet got tangled up. He got a little foot on the inner thigh. He should be good.
All right, good. Hopefully he'll be back here to play. Now, apparently a huge penalty because of something along those lines, ultimately, that drives Aliquippa all the way back to their 28-yard line. It didn't get to see the official call from the referee on this one, Tony Lascola.
Yeah, we didn't see it. I didn't even see an indication. Didn't even see a flag.
But they have to get all the way to their own 48. Now they're set up all the way back at their own 28. So you're looking at a 1st and 20 for Aliquippa. 4 wide receivers. 2 top, 2 bottom. Back to pass. Looking. Has a guy on a hook route. Gets the completion out to the 37-yard line. That one, a real nice one out to Antonio Reddick, the senior. Last week, 3 for 29 yards, averaging about almost 10 yards a carry, a reception.
Yep.
He got almost 10 here, too.
And exactly. So they made up the penalty yardage pretty much. And so now 2nd down 11, much more manageable.
4 wide receivers. Gleaser Longmire is in the wingback position. And Marquise Council by himself, looking, plenty of time. Scrambling a little bit now. He's running. Throws down the field, has a man open. Can he make the connection? And
I think so.
Incomplete.
Oh.
The referees are saying incomplete pass. He had 2 guys right around the 20-yard line.
Double coverage. Well, actually, 2 receivers and 2 DBs all within the same 5-yard square. But he had a lot of time, was chased out of the pocket, and had a pretty good throw on the run, Robert. I'd say he went probably 40 yards in the air. He's got a real strong arm and almost caught. Pretty accurate from where he was. He was flushed out to the left, but he turned and made a good throw.
It looks as though he was looking at Anthony Ingram, the 6'5 sophomore. He's one of those guys, you throw it up high, and if anybody's going to be able to high point it, it's going to be him. Council now. 4 wide receivers once again. Ball on the far hash mark. 3 wide receivers near side. Back to pass. Looking. Quick hitch route. Has his receiver at the 50. Making a man miss inside the 45-yard line. That's a nice catch by Josh Lay.
Yep. Wide open, and Council hit him. That's the thing. You're open for a little bit when you're laying off as a DB. He was open. He hit him. 1st down. That's what made them so proficient last week against Bell Vernon, the pass game. And it looks like through a couple of games, that might have to carry them because they haven't done much on the ground.
Yeah, and the offensive line doing a really good job for Aliquippa, giving Marquise Council plenty of time. He's having easily 2-3 seconds back there before he's needing to find some way of scrambling. So this offensive line, led by Justice Sparks, Eric Raspberry, Kingston Wilcox, Miles Green, and Jaden Brown doing their work. Back the pass, looking, looks like a screen pass that went sideways and then throws it in the dirt, incomplete, setting up a 2nd and 10.
Yeah, a lot of pressure, 74 and 72 for Avonworth. Both of those guys, Peter Bonnet and Noah Hess, both came after him. And also, I believe, number 1 DB Jackson Crow, they pressured him and he ended up throwing it away. Good thing he did because he had guys on him and nobody really open.
2nd and 10, 3:32 to go in the first quarter. Aliquippa comes out, tight formation this time. Khalil Good, the lone wide receiver to the near side, ball on the near hash mark. Everybody in tight, handoff right up the middle, inside the 40-yard line. That one was the Cameron Cannon, able to pick up what looks to be about 4 yards on that play.
But here's the one thing. I mean, they're going to be able to pass the ball with the athletes they have, but eventually somewhere down the line, you're going to have to run because when you get in bad weather and the wind is howling, you're not going to be – he's got a strong arm, but you might not be able to pass as accurate. They're going to have to find ways to run. That's a good 2nd down run right there.
3rd down, 6 yards to go. It's under 3 minutes to go in the first quarter. 1 wide receiver on the near side, Khalil Good. Single coverage. Hands it off, though. Has a man over the right side. Can he get outside? And no. He was trying to get the edge and just was denied the opportunity. Braden Miles coming in from his linebacker position to contain that run, because if he got past Miles, he was still running.
He grabbed the shoulder pad, he drug him down, and he prevented him from getting around the corner. And that's 4th and 6, and I don't know if they're going to punt here. I think they might go for it. Aliquippa's the type of team. Hey, why not? You're in a slash exhibition game, non-conference game. Why punt? And you could, and it wouldn't turn over the field that much. So why not go for it here with the offense you have?
Maybe they're going to look at what the defense is going to offer them, and then decide whether they're going to pooch or not. But my counsel back.
Yep,
and then Warfield decides he wants to call a timeout and talk this thing over. Smart call at this point. With 2 minutes to go, 2:07 to go in the first quarter, it's your second drive of the game, but you're really showing some progress here. And you got to ask yourself, do you go for it and continue to extend this, or do you just play it safe because it's only a 3-point game?
And obviously 2 ways to look at it. If you punt here, you got a good punter, it goes in the end zone, they get it back to the 20, you're only going to really gain 20 yards. You're going to have to play good defense no matter what against this team. But, you have to find out if you can move the ball in these situations. This is a non-conference game. Even if you lose, who cares? You got to find out, what's my team do in situations like this? Are they going to be able to handle the pressure against a good team on a 4th down in the middle of November in a championship game or further? And that's the things you find out in games like this. It, to me, makes no sense to punt here. Because if you turn the ball over, okay, you still got to play good defense, which they did the last time. Mm-hmm. I think it only makes sense. It's just a matter of what he saw on defense, and now they might change the call. He probably told them, here's what you're going to go with, but you have your choices of who to go to and what to do in case something goes wrong.
All right, here we go. 4th and 6. Khalil Good on the near side. And they have a safety rolled over top of him. Council with 2 wide receivers to the top. Takes the snap, fakes the handoff, looking. Here comes the pressure. He has room to run. He's got the first down and more. Inside the 30-yard line, and then slides down at the 25. First down for Marquise Council.
Yep.
So he is so good at that.
So what happened there is they rush only X amount of guys. Everybody else goes back. He sees everybody's covered. There's nothing in the middle of the field. All he has is step up, get the first down, and slide. So Avonworth decides to play the receivers and not rush more. They didn't have a spy on him. Bingo. He gets the first down.
Council now looking back over to the sideline. 3 wide receivers, 2 to the top, 1 to the bottom. Tight end on the left side. It looks as though it's Cleister Longmire kind of in a wingback position. Fakes the toss. Council, broken play, keeps it himself over the right side. Gets down near the 20-yard line. So a play that looks as though it didn't go the way it was supposed to still gets them 5.
Exactly, and because he's got talent, he's smart, he's recognizing, and I'm sure he's been coached this way. Look, here's what you're looking for. If it breaks down, don't wait too long. See which lane you could run, and your speed will take you, and at least you get 4 or 5 yards, and it's not a complete broken play.
Avonworth spelling defensive players, getting guys a little bit of a breather on this one. This is a long, sustained drive for Aliquippa, and they're doing such a great job of being able to mix the pass and the run. It really kind of sets the defense back on their heels a little bit. So Council comes out. Everybody's in tight on this one. Wide receivers, Khalil Good on the right side, only a few yards off the ball for those of you on radio. Facebook and YouTube, don't forget you can watch this game live on Facebook and YouTube on Beaver County Radio. And now a penalty against Aliquippa. A nice drive, had him second and manageable, about 6 yards. Now it's 2nd and 11 for movement.
False start. You got it. And, again, high school kids, you're going to have mistakes and too many egregious penalties, some false starts. And it's cost both teams a little bit, but Quip a little bit more. 2nd and 11.
Council, Cleister Longmire on his hip. Everybody stacked to the left. Hand off to Longmire, looking for some room out there. Sheds 1 tackle and is able to get down to about the 22-yard line. Pickup of what looks to be 4.
Now that you call that downhill running. So he ducked his head, ran, hit people, and kept moving. You stand straight up, you get hit, you tend to fall over quicker. You're leaning forward. He ran around the left side. Not a great run, but hey, that's, 2nd and 11. He got 4 yards back. So, actually, 4 yards back. So, a little bit more manageable.
From the Fried Transportation Update desk, there's only one score so far. Penn Trafford on top of Moon, 12-0, and they're in the second quarter. The Tigers, after their big win last week against Montour, running into Penn Trafford this week, 12-0 so far. It's second.
Another
47 seconds to go in the first quarter, and a timeout. We'll take one with them. Back in 30 seconds on Beaver County Radio.
Searching for a sleek new ride without breaking the bank this summer? All Access Automotive next to the YMCA has you covered. With reliable service, easy financing, and an extensive list of inventory, All Access Automotive has become the premier spot in Beaver County to find your car of the future. Looking to trade in your current vehicle? All Access will give you a fair trade-in value. Browse the eye-catching All Access lot Monday through Saturday and talk to an All Access representative and learn more today. All Access Automotive, where reliability and transparency come before anything else.
Three 0 Avonworth on top of Aliquippa, but it looks as though Aliquippa driving here. 3rd and 7. Ball's on the Avonworth 22-yard line. They got to get down into around the 15. And so far, Aliquippa looking really good at this balanced attack. Been able to overcome some of their own self-imposed adversities with penalties here. But here we go. Council, 2 men in motion from left over to the right. 3 guys now in a heavy right formation. Handoff right up the middle, and Clayster Longmire gets dropped. And there's no other way of saying it. Coming up from a defensive line position, Peter Bonnet.
I'm telling you, he's really, really doing a good job.
He took his whole 300 pounds and just pile drived.
They can't contain him. He is the line for them. 6'6", 300, and he's fast. I mean, he broke through his block and easily made that tackle.
So now you're looking at 4th and 8, and at the 23-yard line, so you're looking at a 41-yard field goal. That's a long field goal for a high school kicker. They're deciding to go ahead and see if they can go for it. They're only a couple of yards away from where it would be for an out of the touchback anyway. So we have 3 wide receivers set, 1 to the top, 2 to the bottom. Ball is closer to the far hash mark, but they're going to go ahead and let the clock run out in the first quarter. Have some time to talk about this and then reset. We'll come back with them after 30 seconds timeout on Beaver County Radio.
This is Cindy Hiladio for Friendly Federal Credit Union with a sizzling update. Hot weather can be uncomfortable, especially when your air conditioning needs fixed. Hot deals, well, that's a different story, right? Friendly Federal Credit Union is offering hot deals on home equity loans. Now, about that air conditioning, beat the heat and get the money to fix the thing with a hot deal home equity loan at Friendly Federal Credit Union. Member NCUA Equal Housing Lender.
It's time to tackle your HVAC unit's problems before they happen. It's time to call the winning team at Johnson's Heating and Cooling. Temperatures will be changing, so it's the perfect time to call Johnson's for a maintenance check. And here's the best part. If you're in Beaver County, you're close to Johnson's, conveniently located in Beaver Falls. Find out why customers keep running back to Johnson's Heating and Cooling for prompt, reliable service and competitive pricing. Call 724-581-4195 or visit johnsonsheating at comcast.net.
Welcome back. I'm Mangino along with Micah Zadie and Tank Latham on the sideline. We'll be checking in with Joe Martijan coming up in a little bit. He is at the Ambridge game against Hopewell. We'll get a report from him just a little while from now. By the way, you can always find out more about Joe and Boom Powell at boompowellsolar.net.
Exactly. We'll hear from him, and we are not going to get the principal on halftime, sad to say. Okay. He's got some things he's got to take care of.
Well, he got his principal duties,
exactly.
Right?
Don't forget, 1985.
I thought they only work during the day. They work at night, too?
They're here, too. 1985 class reunion, 40-year class reunion for a big special weekend, so I think he's got some duties down there.
Yes. How about this from the Fry Transportation Update Desk? Bell Vernon, 7-3 over Central Valley. They're playing Central Valley at Central Valley tonight.
You know, Central Valley not afraid to play the tough teams. We saw them play Thomas Jefferson last week. They've got a tough schedule, as always. And just like Aliquippa, they're going to play good teams non-conference to get ready for playoffs.
Here we go. 4th and 8. Ball's on the 23. They got to get to the 15-yard line. Man in motion. Council's all by himself. Back to pass. Looking. Here comes a flag. Throws it over the middle. Incomplete. He was looking for his wide receiver, but just not able to make the connection. He was looking for Khalil Good, just could not
connect.
It
was there, but just He's just a little bit off.
Penalties declined. It was against Aliquippa, and now it is 1st and 10 for the Antelopes. It's interesting. You have both of these defenses where they give up a lot of yardage, but then when it comes down to crunch time, they're able to figure out a way of being able to contain and not give up the big play.
You'd think, based on both of these teams and their offense, maybe you would get a high-scoring game, and maybe we'll get that in the second half. But as for now, defenses are ruling, and I don't blame either team for going it on 4th down. But we've only had 3 total possessions in one quarter, and Avonworth 1 and Quip 2.
Bellinger in the shotgun, actually in the pistol with Velaceres behind him. 3 wide receivers, 2 to the far side, 1 to the near side. Ball set up right between the hash marks at the 23-yard line of Avonworth. Man in motion across the formation, right to left. Handoff to Velaceres over Bonnet's side, but not able to get all the way outside. Nice defensive stop. Number 26, Avery Coleman.
Yeah,
that was a great stop.
Good stop by them. Now Aliquippa's not letting them get around the end like they did on their first drive. So they're going to have to pass too. Whoever wins this game is going to have to be effective passing the ball, because running the ball, neither team is very effective at it so far.
Strong pistol formation to the left side. 2 wide receivers to the near side. 1 at the top. Luca Neal is in the slot position right at the hash mark. Bellinger gets the recall from the sideline. Back, decides to keep it himself, and then gets out just a couple of yards out to the 25-yard line. Here comes a flag. Was there a holding?
It might be holding on Avonworth, but I don't think it's a late hit. But it came after the tackle. Holding probably would have been called before that, but
it is holding against Avonworth. It looks as though there was an effort to hold number 53, Khalil Ellerby, the defensive lineman, and that is going to drive Avonworth way back, all the way to the 13-yard line. So what do you call in a situation like this?
Now you got to be careful. If you throw the ball, you better make sure, because Aliquippa's got some quick DBs. You can't afford an interception here.
2nd and 20. Bellinger, pistol formation, 3 wide receivers. 1 top, 2 bottom. Ball's on the far hash mark. Don't forget, you can always watch on Facebook and YouTube, Beaver County Radio. Bellinger back to pass, looking, has some time. Now he's scrambling, running, trying to find somebody. Wings it, makes a completion. Did he catch it? He did. Right around the 26-yard line. Luca Neal, who else, with the acrobatic catch going into the sideline. Big pickup, and gets about 13 on that.
And you know what? I saw Bellinger. He did the reads. He went right, looked at his 2 receivers to the right real quick. He went right, then a little bit to the left of that. Then he went all the way to the side, saw him. So he read through his progressions pretty quickly and made a quick decision.
Luca Neal coming all the way across the field from his slot position. He's in the slot position again, right around the 25-yard line. 3 wide receivers. 1 at the top, 2 at the bottom. Strong to the right side, rolling, looking, has a receiver. The catch is made right around the 39.
Yep.
Nice catch. Jaden Jones on the reception. And a big first down for Avonworth, where they were looking at 2nd and 20. 2 big pass plays. You told everybody they got to be able to pass the ball.
Have to. And you know what he did is he ran right. He didn't stay back in the pocket. He knows Aliquippa's going to be quick on him, so they're getting him out of the pocket quick. He's rolling left, he's rolling right. He rolled right and found him out. The throw was a little high, but it was caught. Good catch, good first down.
Near hash mark, 1st and 10 at the 38-yard line. 2 wide receivers to the top. Luca Neal at the slot position. 1 wide receiver down low. Pistol formation, strong right, handoff. Velaceres, he was grabbed in the backfield. What a move by number 52, Justice Starks.
Yep.
And back there with him, number 29, Josiah Boykin. Boykin was with took his helmet off earlier in the game, but since then, got himself focused. He's made a couple of really impressive plays behind the line of scrimmage.
They did, and Starks tripped him up. He reached his hand out there, tripped him up. If not, that's probably 5 or 6 yard gain easy.
3 wide receivers, 2 top, 1 bottom. Pistol formation, strong to the right side. There's a wing on the right side. Once again, 2nd and 10. Ball going from left to right. Man in motion across the formation. Defender goes with him. Bellinger looking, plants his foot, throws the ball, tries to get Luca Neal on a crossing route into Aliquippa territory. just beyond his hands, unable to make that connection.
If he doesn't have a rifle arm, he probably has an interception or two by now, because everything he's thrown into, the DBs are right there. I mean, they're right there to almost get a hand on it. They're right there to make the tackles. They're contesting pretty good, and Bellinger's putting it right in there. He's had some unsuccessful throws, but Aliquippa's DBs have done a pretty good job.
3rd and 10, same formation one more time. Wide receivers to the top, 2 of them. To the bottom, 1. Luca Neal in the slot, single coverage on Luca Neal. Single high safety for Aliquippa. Back to pass, looking for some room. Has a man wide on the right side, goes up to catch it and can't come down with it. He was looking for Jaden Jones down the right sideline. He went up for it, but a great defensive move by the corner, Raymond Miller. 6 feet, 180 pounds for Aliquippa to break that pass up.
Yeah, he did, and a little bit of contact, but the throw was high. The receiver had to come back for it, but the DB was going up for the ball as well, so it's anybody's ball. So good non-call there by the referees, and that brings up 4th down. They'll have to punt from this position here.
And the punt is set right around the 28-yard line, we'll call it. Khalil Good at the 28 himself, back to the 25, takes it, comes up over this left side, finds some room, makes a couple of men miss, makes another miss out past the 40-yard line, finally taken down and shoved down back behind the 40, not until he got out to the 44, so a really nice return by Khalil Good. Let's check in with Tank Latham on the sideline. Tank, Bellinger is looking pretty good out there the way he's winging this football around. It looks as though he's got the arm strength to be a good quarterback.
Yeah, he's doing extremely well out there. We got the offensive linemen, they are communicating. They're giving him some time to throw, and the wide receivers are starting to find that soft spot where it's ready to go. It's going to come down to the wire, folks.
3-0 Avonworth on top of Aliquippa, 8:56 to go in the second quarter. Who thought that would be the score?
Yeah, tell me about it.
Marquise Council by himself, shotgun, takes it, calls his own number, runs it over the right side, trying to find some room, and Avonworth rolls out with him, and he gets back to the line of scrimmage and no more.
You know what? As soon as somebody's helmet came off, as soon as they saw him by himself there, and the ball was snapped, you just saw linebackers immediately go left. He went right. It's like they knew the play was coming, and they swarmed him. So good recognition by Avonworth to stop that play.
That could be a good setup, though, for an opportunity for him to look as though he's going to run, and then take one step back, hit Khalil Good down the sideline. Could happen.
Yeah, good point. And we'll see that eventually. We've seen a couple long throws by him, but that situation was all designed run, and I think Avonworth saw that, or must have saw it on tape, because their linebackers reacted immediately.
Marquise Council. Nope, actually Khalil Good in a Wildcat, and he's going nowhere.
Yep, boy.
He took the snap all the way back at the 34-yard line, and that's all the further he got.
You know, they're not designing things well, because, I mean, as soon as the ball was snapped, there were no DBs covering the 3 wideouts for Aliquippa. There's nobody. Everybody went toward the ball with Khalil, and they swarmed him, and they're not designing that well enough, and Avonworth's not fooled. That's big now. It's 3rd and 16.
Ball's on their own 34-yard line. They have to get to midfield. 7:46 to go in the second quarter. 10 seconds to go on the play clock. You got to wonder if they're going to call timeout here. 5 seconds.
They're going to have to.
3 seconds. Man in motion. Snap back. They got it off just in time. Back to pass. Looking, scrambling, trying to find some room. Tackled from behind. Back to the original line of scrimmage. And he's at the 40-yard line. So now you're looking at 4th and 10
and you have to
for
punt.
Aliquippa.
You have to punt from here. And you know what? I mean, Avonworth is very disciplined. They stay in their lanes. The linemen, after initial blocking, they're ready to make tackles. People who rushed in on the quarterback now come back and make the tackle. Guys, you could tell this team is very well coached. These kids don't make a ton of mistakes. And so far, they're containing Aliquippa. You don't see many teams doing this. This is a very, very interesting game right now. Only 3-0, and Aliquippa having a tough time moving the ball.
Looks like Council is back to punt. Ball's into the ground, trying to find it. Finally gets it away, but a really short kick back to the 49-yard line of Aliquippa.
I think
that was a really difficult snap for Council to be able to get.
Yep.
Took some time to be able to get it, and he just wanted to get rid of it. and the ball only went about 9 yards.
I think maybe, I could be wrong, but it looked to me like I might have got somebody got a finger on it because he looked like he had good extension, but the ball just, straight up in the air.
So the Avonworth Antelopes now with their best field position of the night to start things. They're at the 47-yard line of Aliquippa. Ball's on the far hash marks. Everybody over to that left side. Run play right up the middle. Valaceres to the 45, falls forward, maybe to the 44.
And they'll take that every time. 3 yards, 3 yards, 3 yards. Move the sticks, waste clock, keep the ball out of the hands of Aliquippa. And for them, they would love to grind out and get a score before the end of the half and not let Quip touch the ball again.
Luca Neal, the lone wide receiver, near side, right around the between the 50 and the 40-yard line, right around the numbers. Bellinger now looking over to the sideline, wanting to get an adjustment on the play based upon the defense. Valaceres goes from the pistol to the shotgun. Bellinger back, hands it off to Valaceres over the right side. Can he get to the angle? He can't because he ran into one of his own linemen and got stuffed up. And as a result of that, Josiah Boykin was able to tackle him for a loss of 1.
Yeah, Boykin came up on the play, was there. He shed a block and made a nice play, and they're going to lose probably about maybe a yard, about that, so 3rd and 7.
5:33 to go in the second quarter. Formation, very similar. Luca Neal, top of it, out by the numbers. Everybody else is stacked in tight, heavy to the left side, behind Bonnet. Bellinger calls for the snap, but then he got a jump. Aliquippa jumped. Yes, they did. Offsides.
Yeah, they came up and stunted like they were going to. They're stunting to see if they're going to blitz, and they came up a little bit too much, and that's going to cost them. And that's huge because now 3rd and 7 goes to 3rd and 2, and now you're in a position where you just need 2 yards and 2 plays, Robert.
That's right. And you got to believe if they don't get it in this down, they're going to go for it.
And now they're going to change the way that they're going to change the call. And they're going to heavy run formation here. Look for them to run to the right side.
Heavy to the right. Valaceres has it to the right, but he gets hit behind the line of scrimmage, but is able to keep those legs churning all the way down to the 35-yard line. He was hit by Cleister Longmire behind the line of scrimmage, but just kept on churning those legs, was able to break that tackle and pick up positive yards in a first down.
Is it okay if I ask Tank a question?
Sure.
Tank, how about how he churns his legs and Aliquippa's not finishing their tackles?
Yeah, Aliquippa needs to wrap a little bit more. And like you said, he keeps churning his legs. I guarantee his coach taught him the first guy never takes you down as long as you keep moving your legs.
And then Aliquippa's got to do a better job, Robert. Tank solidified at that point. That kid should have been tackled behind the line of scrimmage.
Bellinger looking. Does he have anybody? No, he's scrambling. He's running. He's free. He's out over the right side to the 30. And then finally out of bounds right around the 28-yard line. But there's a flag on the play. Down around the 36.
It could be holding. It could be holding. Somebody might have held, and that's the reason he had room to move. But the officials are talking about it. We'll hear in a second.
He's pointing over toward the Aliquippa side.
Oh, boy. That's not good if you're Quips. They still.
Tony, what do you say, Tony? All right, illegal motion against the offense, backing them up 5 yards. Okay. Good for Aliquippa because that was a really nice pickup.
That was, and that would have been, set them up. Now you're creeping towards field goal room. You're still out of field goal range here from this point. It would be 57 yards. That's probably a little bit much to ask from him. A lot of time to go.
1st and 15, 4:26 to go until halftime. Ball's on the 40-yard line. They have to get down to the 25 of Aliquippa. Near hash mark, Luca Neal by himself on top. Valaceres over that left side behind Bonnet. But Aliquippa able to stuff this now. No gain on that play.
Yeah, you know what? It seems like you can get a few yards on Quip, but then when you consistently run play after play after play running the ball, they're ready for it. They might get beat once, but you're not going to beat them consistently on the ground.
You got to wonder if Coach John Core is trying to set up something by running that play consistently over and over again.
This time he went left side where he's got everybody stacked to the right. But they've moved Bonnet around a little bit. I see Bonnet now on the right side. He was on the left side. Now he moves to the left side. Interesting how they all moved.
Luca Neal by himself over here, near side. Bellinger puts it in Ballesteros' hands. Over that left side behind Bonnet and nowhere. Maybe a couple of feet at most.
Yep.
Third, and we're going to call it 15.
So what they did was they took their halfbacks. They moved everybody and Bonnet over to the left side. Quip had a couple of guys move, but they weren't fooled. They had guys rush right to Ballesteros, and bingo, it's 3rd and 15, and I believe Avonworth has called timeout. I think they did, so we've got both teams huddling and talking.
And let's check in with Joseph Martichuk. He is live at Ambridge and Hopewell with the latest game update. Joseph.
Oh, it's a beautiful evening here. Weather's beautiful at Mo Rubenstein. I want to thank for the lead-in from Mangino and Mike. It's a pleasure to get a chance to work with you awesome gentlemen throughout this 2025 football season. Now, the Hopewell Vikings are 2-0. The Ambridge Bridgers are 0 wins and 2 losses. In Hopewell's first 2 games, they've outscored their opponents 87-6. Now, last week, the Bridgers were very competitive, only losing 12-7 to Laurel Highlands. Hopewell has some big linemen up front. Ambridge is going to have to really buckle down and try to slow down this Hopewell team that looks very strong, especially up front. It's just a perfect night for Friday Night Lights. I'm expecting a huge night for Hopewell star running back James Boo Boo Armstrong. Now,
Joseph, thank you very much. I'm going to find out more with Joseph Martichuk and Boom Pow. Go to email him, boompowdiysolar@gmail.com, boompowsolar.net.
Well, we
Avonworth now calling timeout.
There was an injury before for Avonworth, Robert, before you made that announcement, and it was number 74. I think Bonnet went down with a cramp, I'm pretty sure, according to Tank. It's hard to see. It was 76. I apologize. It wasn't Bonnet. It was Brady Hines went down with an injury. They came back on the next play. Before the next play, then Avonworth calls a timeout. So both teams huddling again. So things have slowed down here. A long first half. And just is a long first half, and both teams going to use their timeouts. Kids start getting tired now toward the end of this. We've seen a couple of guys go down with cramps. Not as many as we've seen in the past, 'cause I think from what people are finding out, you can say pickle juice and all those things, but the key is hydrate all the time, all week long.
You're playing at Heinz Field. There are no excuses for cramps at Heinz Field.
There's none.
You got all the pickles you need available to you.
But I've heard different coaches
I don't want to
saying
hear that.
the same thing. You got to hydrate every day, Wednesday, Thursday, all day Friday during school. And if you do that, you're less susceptible to cramps.
3rd and 14 for Avonworth. 4 wide receivers. Ball on the Fowler hash mark. 2 wide receivers at the top, 2 to the bottom. Luca Neal at the hash mark on the near side. Bellinger back, looking to the left side. Has a man wide open. Big pickup all the way down inside the 30. Slams into an Aliquippa Quip all the way down inside. First down yardage down to the 14-yard line. Aliquippa didn't wrap up. The receiver on that one, I believe it was Jaden Jones, lowered his shoulder and made somebody pay.
That's big man college football. That's big man pro football. Catch the ball, go head on man-to-man with somebody else, then take on more guys and get a first down. That's a beautiful play by Avonworth.
That may have been Cooper Sharding on that one.
That's a big, big play for them because now, no matter what happens, unless they fumble the ball, if a Quip gets the ball back, they're not going to have hardly any time.
We're coming up on 2 minutes in the first half. Ball, quick slant. Nope.
Missed him.
They were trying to make a connection real quick to the outside. That time they were looking for Jaden Jones, but threw behind him a little bit. I think Bellinger thought he was going to do an out. He decided to do an in instead.
Yeah.
And we're setting up 2nd and 10.
On the last play, everybody's to the right, and the Aliquippa completely played off the receiver and gave him room to catch the ball and run, which that cost him.
4 wide receivers, 3 to the bottom, 1 to the top. Bellinger and Dimitri Veloceris in the tailback position. We'll call it the pistol. Now he moves over to the shotgun on his left-hand side. Wide receivers adjust themselves a little bit. Back to pass, looking, quick slant, has a man. Luke and Neal right around the 15-yard line, close to a first down. We're going to call it about a yard short.
Yeah, and when you've got 4 receivers that are single coverage, you've got a safety deep in case anybody goes toward the end zone, then you can double cover. But now all you got to do is a quick 5 or 6 yard turn, and everybody does something different. Usually you're open real quick, and if the quarterback is ready, you get a good throw, you get a quick 5 or 6 yards. So now you're looking at another first down and keeping this going.
This Quip fan base a little bit surprised that they have a big goose egg on the scoreboard going into halftime at this point. 1:22 to go until halftime. Running clock, 5 seconds on the play clock. Bellinger takes it, hands it off. Balisara's looking for some room. He makes a couple of men miss. Another man miss. He's in the end zone.
Wow.
Touchdown, Antelopes. Wow.
15-yarder. Boy, I tell you, there had to be 3 or 4 missed tackles there, Robert. At the line, they missed them. They had a guy on him, and then he gets through. He makes a couple of cuts, and 2 other guys couldn't close the gap. Aliquippa just can't stop that, and I don't know what happened in the secondary and in the linebackers, but they completely missed him, and that was an easy run for him for 15 yards.
Avonworth up 9-0. They're looking to make it 10. Snap, hold, bad hold, and then Aliquippa tackles the holder. And so it's a 9-0 game. Aliquippa trailing at home at Heinz Field in the pit. 9-0. Let's check in with Joseph Martichek once again. Joe from Boom Pow DIY Solar going to be giving us live updates, including this one. Find out more by going to boompowsolar.net. Joseph?
Joe Martichek over here at Mo Rubenstein. Hope I'm moving the ball. Armstrong to Wade for 25 yards with 9:19 in the first. Wade takes the ball over left side for a 4-yard touchdown. Kick was 7-0. Keith Young all over the field for the Vikings. Big run off right side for 25 yards with Joshua Brunton, his Armstrong quarterback sneak. Basically right now, Hopewell is winning 28-0. Muzzy had an interception return, 28-0 for Hopewell right now, really pounding it on with like 2 minutes left in the first. I'm Joe Martichek, Boom Pow, 1844 Boom Pow.
All right, 1:08 to go until halftime, and I think everybody is surprised at this score. 9-0 Avonworth over Aliquippa.
I'm not surprised that it's a low-scoring game, but I'm surprised Quips haven't got on the board yet. Avonworth has found a way to contain the pass game, and they found a way to contain the Aliquippa running backs. It's been a long time since you have not seen Aliquippa control the game on the ground. How many years? Great running backs year after year after year, and they hardly have anything on the ground. I mean, they really don't. And the Avonworth defense is really showing up here tonight. Good line play. Speaking of surprises, not real surprise of hearing about what James Armstrong's doing. The score there from our gentleman that's covering there.
Joseph Martichek,
Joseph Martichek, and we appreciate everything he's doing covering that game. But 28-0, Ambridge just, I don't know, Ambridge is struggling right now. Their program is struggling, and Hopewell's on the big rise. We're going to see them soon. Let's just put it that way.
And their quarterback, Armstrong, it seems as though it's just like, hello, I'm here. Did anybody realize that I was over here at Hopewell? Because last year Hopewell really struggled as a football program, but now
they were showing signs. We saw them against Beaver. You'd see they were showing signs of competing, but they just didn't have enough horses. And now once that program is starting to get better and better and better, these kids are following in that lead. Now they've got some more skilled players besides Armstrong. Their line's bigger, their line's stronger, and we saw flashes of it last year. We didn't know how good they would be, but so far they're looking like one of the better teams in 3A.
Avonworth set the kickoff from left to right, and the kicker once again is Calder Mayen. He can boom it, and this time it is a high spinner down to the 20-yard line, taken at the 20, and then swarmed under at the 29-yard line. So Aliquippa gets it. 1st and 10 from their 29-yard line. Fry Transportation update desk. How about this? Seton LaSalle all over Ulst, 24-0 at halftime. North Catholic on top of Blackhawk, 14-7. The score remains 7-3. Bell Vernon over Central Valley. And now the Moon Tigers bouncing back, 14-12.
Yeah, a lot of good scores, a lot of teams there, and a lot of good competition this year. We're seeing a pretty strong squads in the WPL against the Beaver County team so far.
Here we go. 1:04 to go until halftime. Aliquippa, a little over a minute to make a statement here to end this first half. Marquise Council, man in motion. Back to pass, looking for somebody, has ran out of the flat, catches it around the 35-yard line, able to get out to the 40-yard line. At first, I thought he lost the ball, but he lost a helmet.
That's what I thought, too. You know what? It's that prevent defense by Avonworth, and they're just, 4 DBs back. They're letting him catch it. But, boy, you better be careful. You don't want to give a fast guy all kind of room in space like they just did. But they did gang tackle him. But 49 seconds, clock running. Quip has a shot here.
Nice catch by Antonio Reddick, crossing the formation, coming out of the backfield. Once again, same play over to the left side instead, but Khalil, did he make the catch? No, Khalil's down on this side. A great reception. Marquise Council making a connection and a big pickup for a first down.
As a fan, I've always been frustrated when the NFL did it and other teams did it. They play that prevent defense, and, there's not a lot of time left, but you're giving them a lot of yards. The clock's against Aliquippa right now.
Council up under center, now coming back. Shotgun formation, man on his left hip, 3 wide receivers. Cleaser Longmire in the wing position. Back to pass, has time. Now he decides to run 35-30 up the sideline to the 25-yard line. First down and out of bounds.
Not bad. I mean, everything was covered. And, again, the middle of the field open. They sent a couple guys after him. Everybody else is covering. There's nobody in the middle of the field. He takes advantage. They got the ball all the way down to the 25. You get what? A couple, maybe 1, maybe 2 shots at the end zone. Aliquippa, with as much time as they had, which wasn't much, to get this far down and have a chance to get a touchdown or maybe a field goal, a chance to score with under a minute is pretty big.
11 seconds to go. Play clock is at 15 seconds. They have 2 timeouts remaining. Ball's on the far hash mark, going from right to left. Council back, looking to his left. Has a man, double coverage, and just beyond the outstretched hand of Khalil Good. He was close. The ball was so perfectly placed, just a little off, or that would have been 6 in the double coverage.
Hey, you know what? 7 seconds, they just used 4 of it. You probably take one more shot like that. If it works, fine. If you get out of bounds at the 5 or the 4, you still might have 3 seconds, 2 seconds left. So they have at least 1, maybe 2 more plays here. And I don't understand why these Quip fans aren't watching this. Get in your seats, people. They're getting early.
2nd and 10, 7, and they just called timeout.
Yeah.
All right, timeout. Tank, let's go down to you on the sideline. Tank Latham. Tank, what are you seeing down there?
Guys, on that last play there, Aliquippa got a gift because that was definitely a push-off to create that separation. Also, if you watch when they do the jet sweep motion, their receivers are actually breaking towards the line of scrimmage, which easily the referees can call for illegal motion as well. So keep an eye on that.
And so far, it looks as though they're letting them play a little bit early on in the season.
They have. I mean, there's a couple of things either way. I think it's been fairly called. A couple of false starts, a couple of things here and there. But for the most part, I think, you really don't recognize the referees. There's always going to be a little push in here and a little push in there.
So you got 2 plays. The entire field's open to you because you still have 1 more timeout. What do you call here? You're looking at something over the middle to set up a potential field goal. And if you can break it on a post pattern, what are you looking at?
Well, they got a timeout left, I believe.
Yes, they do.
So I'd go Khalil to the end zone again. I'd take 2 shots to the end zone, and I want to score to win.
Council set up in the shotgun, man on his right hip, 3 wide receivers to the near side, ball on the far hash mark. Back to pass, looking, 5 seconds up in the air. He has a man. Did he catch it?
Yep.
Yes, he did. What a great catch. Josh Lay on a corner route for the touchdown. Marquise Council just threw it in beautifully, and Josh Lay had great separation. He was open by a good 3 yards.
Yeah, Josh Lay. Same play they ran with Khalil, this time with Josh. He had a good 2-yard separation. 1 second to go, so they would have had enough for 1 more play if they would have missed that, but that puts them right back in this game. If they can kick the extra point, they will then have an advantage.
Wow, 6 points for Aliquippa. They're down by 3, and this extra point attempt is extremely important. So you have a timeout here by Aliquippa. And so you have decisions to make. Do you go for the extra point and you get it within 2 by making it, or do you decide to go for 2 and make it a 1-point game.
Well, in this point, in my opinion, is you just get the extra point. Now it's 9-7. A field goal could win the game, or a touchdown, obviously. If you go for 2 and miss it, now a field goal was only going to tie the game. If you do make it, then a field goal still wins. But it's a situation, I believe, you kick the extra point.
Let's see what they decide to do. Mike Warfield, it's his call. One of the most decorated high school football coaches, at least in the last 6 years, he is the most decorated. He may be one of the greatest ever out of Beaver County. When you see what he did,
a lot of people
in 6. I'm not trying to make light of what anybody else has done.
No, I'm just saying he's done great. There's a lot of people saying exactly what you're saying. I'm not disagreeing with you. He's done a lot here in the short time he's been here.
All right, Aliquippa deciding to go for the extra point. Ronaldo Romero set for the kick. The kick is up, and the kick is good. No time remaining in the first half. It is 9-7 Avonworth. Let's go and see if we can get it. Tank Latham on the sideline. Is he going to be able to get a hold of Coach Warfield and have this quick conversation? Tank, I'm looking for you. And Tank, you got him? No. Hold on a second, Tank. Go ahead.
Yeah, I'm trying to get Coach John Cower here.
Okay. Coach Duke John Core with the Avonworth and the Antelopes leading 9-7 at this point. And they are looking to go over to their sideline. Aliquippa going to one end zone. Avonworth going to the other. And Tank, do you have Coach?
I do. I got Coach. All right. So let's see if my mic's breaking out. All right. Hey, this is high school football, man. 2 big plays on both sides. Great coaching on both sides here. How you going to continue to handle the blitz pickup?
They're doing a job. They're bringing pressure, and we just got to talk at halftime, make some adjustments on our blitz pickup, and we'll be all right.
Yeah, you guys are, like I said, I'm extremely impressed with your offensive line. They're calling out blitz pickups. They're calling out who they're going after. Is that something you guys focused on in the offseason?
Yeah, absolutely. Our O-line's a seasoned group. They had a good run last year, and they're playing really well.
All right, thanks, Coach.
Thank you very much, Tank. Do appreciate that. Stick around. Coming up in a moment, we will have the halftime show right here on Beaver County Radio.
Looking for that special home or wanting to sell yours? Let the Lisa Latham team, brokered by eXp Realty, help you. Hi, I'm Tank Latham, and our goal is to make you feel comfortable whether buying or selling. Lisa and I strive to make the process as smooth and as easy as possible. We invite you to visit the all-new eXp office located at 926 3rd Avenue, New Brighton. Give us a call at 724-307-5472. Check out Beaver County home inventory on our website, lisalatham.com. The Lisa Latham team, results that move you.
A lot has changed since 1885. That's when my great-grandfather, William Andrew Hartzell, opened the doors to our family-owned and operated funeral home. This is William F. Rick Murphy from the William Murphy Funeral Home Incorporated in Rochester. Together with my son, Brian C. Murphy, we represent a business that is now flourishing into its 5th generation. Throughout that time, we've had the pleasure of experiencing many of local memories that have made Rochester and the surrounding area so great. I'll bet many of you can easily recall the H.C. Fry Glassworks, Barnett's Bootery, or even Kaufman's Department Store with its massive double-decker parking lot.
To put things in perspective, my family was already serving others at their time of need before the automobile had even been invented and the aforementioned businesses started and ended. Our commitment to serve our community with dignity and compassion has allowed the William Murphy Funeral Home, Inc. to preserve a business legacy that spans nearly 140 years, and we're still here. To contact us, visit our website at William Murphy Funeral Home, Inc. or call 724-775-0309.
Falling in love is one thing. Having anxiety about falling is a whole different subject. If you or a family member are concerned about falling, and yes, either up or down the stairs, or maybe even out of bed, St. Barnabas has a special message and some ideas just for you. Years of experience in working with people who are prone to falls has given St. Barnabas special expertise in this area. Call them at 724-443-0700 and learn about ways that you can begin to feel more confident and safe, including including suggestions that you can implement right now into your daily routine. Call St. Barnabas at 724-443-0700. For many years now, St. Barnabas has been helping people fall in love, that is, with their new, better life, a longer life, a risk-free life. Call St. Barnabas now at 724-443-0700 or visit stbarnabashealthsystem.com and learn more about living longer and better.
If you or someone you know is experiencing homelessness or a housing-related crisis in Beaver County, help is just a call away. The cornerstone of Beaver County provides a pathway home through emergency shelter, housing and utility assistance, and basic needs. To access help or to support the cornerstone of Beaver County's work to ensure housing and hope for everyone in our community, visit cornerstonebeaver.org or call 724-846-6400.
It's the Al's Pizza Halftime Show. Coming up, we will take a look at the latest in scores from the Fry Transportation Update Desk, get a sneak peek at contenders for the CCBC Player of the Game, one for Aliquippa, one for Avonworth, and give you a little look at the Falcones Moon Township Ford wrap-up show, plus a whole lot more. But first, though, Rodney Hurd, the principal.
Ronell.
Oh, I'm sorry, Ronell. Yes. I apologize for that. Ronell, welcome, Mr. Hurd.
Yes.
Forgive me. Thank you very much for making time for us at halftime.
Absolutely.
Now, I was a little concerned you weren't going to be able to make it because somebody suggested as a principal you have to work nights too sometimes.
I do. It's an event. Obviously, we love putting on this, our games for our community and our fans and our friends, and our staff puts a lot into it. So it's not your typical high school Friday night.
No, it is not. Why is it that football matters so much in Aliquippa on the Friday?
I mean, it's just the pride and the backbone of our community. I mean, football is what this town is built on. It's been here for a really long time, and it really is the thing that keeps our community together, whether it's Little Quips all the way up to high school.
You know what? Two things I'm impressed with. The atmosphere here has always been good, but now you've got things for the kids to do from way before the game, and you involve everybody in the community, and you make it a community event. It's not just like show up and let's watch football. You get everybody involved.
Yeah, so, obviously Kraft Heinz, we have a partnership with them, and every home opener, what they do is a tailgate for our community that we start at 4, and it brings the community out to, get to know the school and get to know the people, and it's a fantastic thing to do every year, working with us and building our community relationships.
Another thing that I'm impressed with, Dr. Philip Woods, Jennifer D'Amico, yourself and others, you've instituted policies where it's not just about showing up and playing football or basketball or sports. All these kids now are accountable, and you want them to get grades because you want them to further their education, and that has been bigger and bigger. In fact, Aliquippa has jumped ahead of so many other schools in the county in making kids accountable, getting grades, and getting kids scholarships.
Yeah, I mean, we know our kids are able to do the things that we ask them to do academically. Obviously, we got 2 kids who have offers from Yale and one kid that we sent to Yale already. So, administratively, we're big. We're trying to push everybody to the Ivy League if we can, and let everybody know that Aliquippa is not just football. It's academics and athletics together, and I think we've proven that. Obviously, our athletes have some of the top GPAs in our school. I think the whole team's above like a 3.2, which is phenomenal. So, I mean, our coaches support our plan, and, we wrap around those guys as much as we can.
How big of a sell job was that to parents?
The
academics. Was it much of one?
I don't think it was much of one. I mean, the kids understand that, you can't, if you don't beat admissions, you're not going to school. Whether they offer a scholarship or not, you still got to get past admissions, and that's something that we let them know. So we always make sure they look good on paper just as much as they look good on the field.
And they're looking really good on the field. But what's interesting is that maybe for the first time in a long time, they didn't put up a point until late in the first half. Any surprises for you so far in this game?
Yeah, I mean, obviously it's a slow start, but, not really too surprised. I mean, our guys, they play well, and, hopefully Coach will get us where we need to be at halftime, and we'll come out and hopefully pull it out for ourselves here in the second half.
Principal Renee Howard, thank you very much for stopping by.
Absolutely.
Nice meeting you again.
Appreciate it.
Thank you, sir.
Appreciate you guys. Thank you.
Thank you for always making time for us and for giving us beautiful accommodations here at Heinz Field to be able to broadcast the game tonight, especially Aliquippa and Avonworth. It's now time to check in with Joe Martichek. He is with Boom Pow DIY Solar. You can find out more about him at boompowsolar.net. He is at the Hopewell game with Aliquippa with Ambridge at Ambridge.
For the intro, Mangino and Mike, with 10:25 left in the second quarter, Ambridge goes for it on fourth down foul. Hopewell takes over at midfield as we see more of Boo Armstrong running and passing as Wade keeps grinding the ball. Hopewell dominating up front, both sides of the ball, as Boo throws another touchdown, this time to Kingston Crotech. 35-0 blowout going on here. Might be the best football team since 2001. Matt Modest, John Rosa really got these big bulls up front, strapping it on, the shin straps. They're basically pushing Ambridge around all over the place. Up and down the field, every opportunity Hopewell has, they're just pouring it on. As I said, 35-0 right now. There's 8 seconds left in the half. I want to let you know I am Joe Martychek. Boom, pow, DIY Solar. I'm coming at you hard from Ambridge at Mo Rubenstein Stadium. Call your grandmother, your aunt, your cousin. Get their electric bill. Give me a call. 50-50 splits, 844. Boom, pow. Back to Mangino and Mike.
Thank you very much, Joseph. Once again, we are at halftime. Avonworth on top of Aliquippa, if you can believe it, 9-7. We'll talk about the first half, get scores from around the valley, and a whole lot more coming up on the Al's Pizza halftime show. We're broadcasting live from the McGee Heating and Air Conditioning broadcast booth.
Tri-State Sporting Arms on Main Street in New Brighton is now open. Stop in and explore their extensive selection of high-quality firearms, pistols, and accessories. Tri-State Sporting Arms also pays top dollar for used firearms. Their experienced and highly trained staff is here to assist you in selecting the right firearm for you. Stop on down to Beaver County's newest firearm store, Tri-State Sporting Arms, at 807 3rd Avenue, New Brighton, or check them out on Facebook. Patriot Home Care is now hiring caregivers. Are you a caring and compassionate individual looking for a reliable income with benefits? Then call Patriot Home Care today. Benefits include health insurance, life insurance, paid vacation after 1 year, and 1.5 times hourly pay for overtime plus holiday hours. Patriot Home Care employees provide personal care, conversation and companionship, medication reminders, light housekeeping and laundry, meal preparation, and errands. Start your career in home care today and call Patriot Home Care at 724-506-8911 or apply online at patriothomecare.org. When you talk about community involvement and safety, the name Fry stands at the forefront in Beaver County. Fry Transportation's mission is to continue to raise the bar as the gold standard in their industry by providing the safest, most reliable, and cost-efficient transportation service in Beaver County through their strong relationships with their community's best-in-their-class drivers, equipment, and technology. There's nothing more important than the safety of their students, employees, and community members. Fry Transportation, where the quality of their organization is characterized by the makeup of the individual behind the wheel.
Hey you, looking to finally wrap up that big project but can't find that last tool you need to get the job done? Go to D&G Rentals. D&G Rentals of Beaver Falls is the multi-tool of Northwest Pittsburgh in finding equipment rentals of all kinds. Whether it's renting a straight head grinder for a week or a circular saw for a few hours, D&G has you covered with everything you need for bargain prices. Visit D&G Rentals in Beaver Falls today and indulge in the most complete equipment rental store Northwest Pittsburgh has to offer.
This football season, don't pass on McGee Heating and Air Conditioning. Honest sales and 7 days a week emergency service have made them tops in their game for over 60 years. That's how long families just like yours have been relying on McGee for all their heating and cooling needs. Get ready now for the cooler days ahead and call McGee today at 724-375-7112, serving the Beaver Valley including Aliquippa, Monaca, Hopewell, and Center Township. McGee Heating and Air Conditioning, family owned and operated, Main Street, Aliquippa. Good luck to all the teams who visit the gridiron this season from McGee Heating and Air Conditioning. You're tuned in to 2025 high school football coverage on Beaver County Radio. Tonight's game is being brought to you by the Lisa and Tank Latham team at eXp Realty, the YMCA, Patriot Home Care, All Access Automotive, Fry Transportation, Vape and Roll With It, Electric Garage Door Sales, Al's Corner, Dr. C. Timothy Lip, McDonald's, Moon Auto, Freedom United Federal Credit Union, CCBC, Friendly Federal Credit Union, Fisher's New Brighton Foodland, Al's Pizza,
Tri-State Sporting Arms, Drug-Free Aliquippa, McGee Heating and Air Conditioning, St. Barnabas, the William Murphy Funeral Home, the Cornerstone of Beaver County, Zookie's Sports Bar, Johnson Heating and Air Conditioning, GNU's Body Works, J. Young Refuse, the J&J Spratt Funeral Home, S.E. Snyder Insurance, D&G Rentals, and Beaver County Radio.
It's the Owls Pizza halftime show from the McGee Heating and Air Conditioning broadcast booth. I'm Mangino, Mike Asadian with me, Tank Latham with us as well. And let's go back over that first half. Aliquippa gets the ball first, and they get stopped pretty quick. Avonworth then gets the ball and then has a pretty convincing drive to be able to go up 3-0, only with that field goal. But still, a bit of a chess match going on back and forth.
It was. Aliquippa moved the ball a little bit early on by the pass, but an interception cost them that first drive, and Avonworth took over. And Avonworth took a lot of time off the clock, which they have to do against a speed team. A big Aliquippa penalty continued to drive, but then Aliquippa did a good job of stopping them inside the scoring zone, the red zone as you want to say, and they had to settle for a 34-yard field goal. You go into the second quarter, Avonworth only had the ball one time in the first, Quip twice in the first. They turned the ball over on downs, and then Avonworth punts, Quip punts, things slow down quite a bit, and then Avonworth goes on a nice drive, aided by a couple of Quip penalties, and 15-yard Belisaros Avonworth run made it 9-0 after a missed kick, and it looked like it was going to be all Avonworth. Avonworth played great defense against Quip, but then with under a minute to go, Quip just moves down the field, Avonworth in more like a prevent defense, and Aliquippa took advantage with their speed and a 25-yard Josh Lay touchdown to make it 9-7. This game is great on the lines. Both teams are stopping to run. Both teams have good quarterbacks. I'm a little surprised it's not more high scoring, but then again, when you look at it, both teams have really good defenses too. So as Tank pointed out, it's a chess match. As you did, it's a chess match. And both teams have taken turns dominating on the line. I'm really, really impressed with Peter Bonnet from Avonworth. And, of course, the Quips have done a real good job with their guys on the line as well. We've seen some great line play, and it should be an interesting second half. We picked 3 good games in a row, Robert. We're on a streak.
So far,
We're on
look
a
out.
streak.
Here we come. How about this? Let's go to the Fry Transportation Update Desk. Latest scores from around the valley. Seton LaSalle all over Ulsh, 24-0 at halftime. The Southside Rams taking it to the Beaver Falls Tigers, but the game is pretty close, though, 19-6 there at half. Penn Trafford went up 12-0 over the Moon Tigers. The Tigers put up 14 unanswered, and now they lead that game 14-12. And let's see here. New Brighton. How about this turnaround New Brighton has? They're up 22-0 at halftime against Northgate.
We discussed maybe going to that game, but we didn't know the facilities at Northgate. We were talking about this on the show on Wednesday. How good is New Brighton going to be? Well, what are they going to do when they have to go on the road with a decent team, and how are they going to react? I think this New Brighton team's a little bit better than we thought they were going to be. We expected maybe a playoff team, but I'm expecting a team that might compete for the section championship.
West Allegheny, what a power they're turning into in the 4A. 57-0 against McGuffey, and they're only at halftime. Bell Vernon continues to lead Central Valley, and they're only at halftime. Bell Vernon continues to lead Central Valley 7-3. They're in the second. And the other score that we have, Imani on top of Beaver, 22-3.
Yeah.
And that was a first quarter score.
Yeah, Imani is it's a school that is just going to have a lot of athletes. A lot of kids go there for football, and they've got a tremendous athletic kids. They beat up on Beaver Falls last week, and they're going to Beaver, and it's hard to compete when you've got 7, 8, 9 guys that are better athletes than what you have. Beaver's hanging in there, but Imani's that good in 3A. They're going to be a team that last year lost in the semifinals. I'd be really surprised if they don't get at least there or further this year.
All right, coming up in your show after our post-game show, What can people expect?
Well, we're going to talk to Tank Latham. We're going to also talk, hopefully, to one or both of the coaches for this game. We're also going to get your calls. Folks, if you're listening, don't forget, call in. We've had 4 or 5 really good callers. We've got some callers call in weekly. We like hearing from you. We'll keep it to as many calls as we can. We've got open lines. Don't be afraid to give us a holler. You're going to hear from us, 724-846-4100, 724-843-7771. Give us a call, and we'll go over the scores. And as the season goes along, we'll talk standings, we'll talk playoffs. Myself and Ryan Garazunas will get it all. In fact, we're going to even try. I know it's hard because you've got a lot of responsibility. We'll try to get you on one of these.
I appreciate that. Well, you have a pretty big cast already.
Yeah, but sometimes
you may not have room for me. I understand that.
Sometimes we need a guy like you. We need the guy with your name and presence to bring the fans in. You know, we need that.
Well, one of the things that is definitely a big plus is getting phone calls from people who have been to games.
Yes.
Whatever the game is that you may be at, watching, whatever game it happens to be, please make it a point to call in to Mike and give him a recap of what you see and become a broadcaster for at least 2 minutes.
We get the one gentleman from New Brighton calls all the time. I've talked to a gentleman who calls from Aliquippa all the time, but we urge you, whether you're from Central Valley, Riverside, and I gave the phone numbers wrong. Write these down, 724-843-1888 or 724-774-1888, and we'll get you guys on the air. We'll ask you some questions about the teams. We want to get the fans involved and give you the scores and give you the lowdown.
All right, coming up in just a couple of minutes, we'll check in with Tank. He'll have his conversation with Coach Mike Warfield. Also, we'll get some front runners for the CCBC Player of the Game for both Aliquippa and Avonworth. It's next on the Al's Pizza Halftime Show on Beaver County Radio.
This is Cindy Hiladio for Friendly Federal Credit Union with a sizzling update. Hot weather can be uncomfortable, especially when your air conditioning needs fixed. Hot deals, well, that's a different story, right? Friendly Federal Credit Union is offering hot deals on home equity loans. Now, about that air conditioning, beat the heat and get the money to fix the thing with a hot deal home equity loan at Friendly Federal Credit Union. Member NCUA Equal Housing Lender.
In Beaver County, there are many great stories to tell. One such worthy story is that of the drug-free Aliquippa program. Now in its 4th year, the project has enjoyed great success through in-school interaction, education, raising awareness, and data analysis. Drug-free Aliquippa has a mission to help local youth make better decisions regarding alcohol and drug use. For more information or to find out how you can get involved, visit Drug Free Aliquippa on Facebook.
Has your smile recently been intercepted by a bad cavity, stains, or damage that's been driving you crazy? Don't worry. Dr. Timothy Lip in Lip Dentistry is the Hail Mary your teeth have been needing. Located in Beaver Falls and Robinson Township, Lip Dentistry has been a trusted business for families in the greater Pittsburgh area to touch down at for over 2 decades. Make sure to rush over to lipdentistry.com and register for an appointment today and get 25% off your first cleaning. Don't fumble the opportunity to make Lip Dentistry your office of the future and make an appointment today.
Are you looking for a cigar, tobacco, vape, and roll your own supply store in Beaver County? Visit Vape and Roll With It at 751 Merchant Street, Ambridge to shop for a variety of the best cigars in the walk-in humidor. They also sell vape juice, disposable vapes, glass, and CBD. You can also view several of their in-store promotions by following Vape and Roll With It on Facebook and Instagram. Visit vapeandrollwithit.com for more information. Don't worry about prices or stress, just roll with it. Open 7 days a week on Merchant Street in Ambridge. That's Vape and Roll With It.
Got kids? Too much to do? No time to cook? Download the McDonald's app today and get dinner delivered straight to your door from DoorDash. McDonald's makes it easy for you and your family. Download the app today and get exclusive deals and rewards. McDonald's, I'm loving it.
All right, we are just seconds away from the second half kickoff. CCBC players of the game, those who are front runners. Tank, from your perspective on the sideline, who were the top contenders on both teams?
Well, for Aliquippa, I'm definitely going to be saying Marquis Council for player of the game for CCBC. And then for Avalon, I'm telling you, I am really watching number 74, Peter Bonnet. He is playing extremely well. Also, a dark horse is number 88, Marco Aria.
Okay.
He's doing really well as well.
All right, very good. Mike, who do you like for CCBC player of the game
I
at this
really
point?
agree with Tank. Marcus Council's done a good job passing. He's run that offense pretty well. He's not gotten sacked. He's got a couple first downs running, although one called back. And on the other side, I agree with the Peter Bonnet. I really like him a lot, but Dimitri Velisaros had that big touchdown run. He found the seams and went. So we'll see how this game goes. If it continues to be a defensive game and Bonnet continues to disrupt like he has, he might get my vote. But we'll see. A lot can happen. And I also like the way Bellinger's played. But he's gotten himself out of trouble a couple times too. It's hard to pick anybody by themselves on defense for Aliquippa because they've had contributions from everybody.
Good point. You know, I'm trying to think back to the last time we had a lineman as the CCBC player of the game.
Didn't we?
And it may be all the way back 2 years ago, Beaver Falls. We had a lineman, and I can't remember his name. I remember him being selected.
We did at the beginning of the year, but didn't we last year in the playoffs? Elwood City played a team, and that kid was going D1.
Oh,
and he had
yes,
like 8
that's
or 9
right.
Sacks.
That's
he had like
right.
8 or 9 sacks.
Yes.
And disrupted everything. That was an easy pick. Can't remember his name, but I know you're right about the kid
he
from
was
Beaver
a beast.
Falls.
Yes.
You're right about that, no doubt.
Yeah, that playoff game with Elwood City.
It's hard sometimes because a running back, a receiver, a quarterback, they're in the open, and when they score, you think about them. But in line play, a lot of times, Tank's closer. He can see what's going on. But when you can see it from the booth, a guy like Bonnet interrupting everything, then it's just a lot easier to pick guys like that.
And those linemen are really the most impressive when they're doing what they do from the defensive side of the ball because they can be such disruptors.
Yep.
All right, here we go. The second half kickoff. Ronaldo Romero set the kickoff at the 40-yard line. And Avonworth has 2 men deep to return back at the 10.
And this is big, too, now. They deferred, and they could put a long drive together and get a score, then the pressure's on Aliquippa.
Avonworth has Cooper Sharding and Logan Cole back to return. And they're going to let this clock roll all the way down to about, zeros as they get ready for the kickoff. He's marching it off. Big second half. Coach Warfield just singularly focused on what he told his young men at halftime and coming in here at the second half. I think he is a little stunned that Aliquippa struggled as much as they did in the first half. Once again, trailing Avonworth 9-7.
I think he knows he's playing a really good program and a really good team as well. So maybe some of the kids took him a little lightly. We'll find out what happens when Quip gets on defense and offense.
Here's the kick. It is away. It's deep, taken at the 17-yard line, up over the middle, crossing over to the right side, over the numbers, looking for the seam out there. He got it all the way out to the 38-yard line. Nice return on that. Jones with a great return there.
Well, one thing that's going to do is even if Avonworth goes 4 and out, that's going to flip the field because then Quip likely is going to have to, even if they don't move the ball, start at the 20, 30-yard line and have to go a long way. Yeah, they got a quick strike offense. They got some skill and talent, but Avonworth's contained them for the most part. We'll see what happens here with Avonworth with the ball. If they've changed anything, they're going to do.
Halftime adjustments. And both of these coaches, Duke Joncourt and Mike Warfield, just absolutely brilliant at making those. And given that halftime speech to be able to get the most out of these guys. You know, we talk about how the game doesn't matter when it comes to conference play, but it does matter. You want the best.
Oh, yeah.
Why bother scheduling the top teams that you can schedule if you're not going to take it seriously? Bellinger takes it, hands it off. Belisaris up over that left side and able to pick up about 3-4 yards. They're going to call it 4. Out to the 43-yard line, pick up a 4.
And that's what you want to do if you're Avonworth. Control the clock like you did in the first quarter. Hold on to the ball. Keep the ball out of Quip's hands. Again, Quip had the ball twice in the first quarter, and that was because of the opening kickoff, and Avonworth controlled a lot of that first half.
And they're actually going to give them 5 on that pickup. I like it when the officials start at one point, and as they get closer and closer to the middle of the field, they go one way or the other. That time, they decided to give Avonworth a little bit more. And now
Quip timeout.
There is a timeout because of an injury. Injured Quip on the field. Looks as though we could be talking about a cramp.
Yep. leg cramps. And, it's interesting that Avonworth came right back out in the same package they did in the first quarter, went right back to the same run. They're basically saying, this is what we're going to do. We're going to stack that left side. We're going to run behind our linemen, our fullbacks, and we're going to open up holes, and we're satisfied with 3 to 5 yards on every play. And if you can stop us, great, then we'll go to something else. Mm-hmm. They went right back to what they did. And Aliquippa, it's hard when you've got 4 and 5 guys running at you blocking, and it's like the tush push. It's hard to stop plays like that. But Quips, the question becomes, if Quip puts too many guys over there, what does Avonworth do? Do they switch things up? Do they start passing? I mean, it's a chess match. I think both you and Tank pointed that out.
Coming up after the game, the Electric Garage Doors postgame show, followed by the Falcones Moon Township Ford wrap-up show right here on Beaver County Radio. Bellinger in the pistol formation, double wings to the right side. Luke and Neal on the near side. They're going from right to left as you're listening on radio. If you're watching on Facebook and YouTube, you see it for yourself. Aliceris making a couple of men miss behind the line of scrimmage, able to get out to the 47-yard line, setting up a 3rd and 2 here, just about midfield.
I mean, he's not a big guy, but he's as quick and shifty, and he got away from guys in the backfield. That should have been a 2 or 3 yard loss, but he spun away, as you described, and then he gets 3 yards when he's the kind of guy that they shouldn't have had anything.
But same formation, they're breaking it over to the other side this time. Luke and Neal at the top, ball right in the middle of the hash marks, 10:20 to go, running clock, play clock down to 10 seconds. Bellinger gets to play, hands it off, Aliceris over that left side, running right behind Bonnet, big pickup, deep into Aliquippa territory, all the way down to the 43-yard line. He picked up 9 on that one.
For the folks that are watching, they see it. For the folks that are listening, he just stutter steps, waits, sees a hole, cuts through the hole quick, and then again waits and sees where the blocking is and how he can get away from people. It's so tough going and trying to tackle a guy with speed because you don't know where they're going to cut.
9:54, ball near hash mark. Avonworth looking really good on this drive. Same formation once again, shotgun, heavy to the left on the Bonnet side. Luke and Neal by himself. Motion, no, they let it go. Bellinger back to pass. Has Luke and Neal open. Does he hit him? He does, inside the 10.
Yeah, you saw that coming. Again, for the folks that are watching, we saw it develop. It was a question. Would they get to the quarterback before he could throw it? The receiver had the man beat by a couple of yards. Then it became, can he get rid of the ball? Yes, he did. And then did he overthrow him? He almost did, but a great diving catch. What a play by Avonworth to get right there inside the 10. Perfectly run play.
1st and goal at the 6. 9:30 to go. Bellinger hands it off. Aliceris makes a man miss, spins in the end zone. Touchdown, Antelopes.
Wow. Boy, they made that look easy.
Dimitri Aliceris, his 2nd touchdown on the night. Running again behind that left side with Peter Bonnet and Tyler Haney. 6'6", 300, 5'11", 255. Both of them seniors, controlling the line of scrimmage on that side. All set up with that big pass play of Carson Bellinger to Luke and Neal on that diving reception at the 6.
It was a matter of time if they could hit a long pass. He had the protection, and he got it, and the kick is up. And it's good. Sorry, you were looking down.
No, that's okay. The kick is up and good, and now we're looking at a score of 16-7. Let's go down to Tank Latham on the sideline. Tank, your assessment on that drive.
Yeah, guys, that was more like we've been saying it's been like a chess match. I think this is more like a boxing match where people are just kind of going to the body, going to the body, going to the body. Now all of a sudden they went for the knockout punch because they're protecting their ribs. Once again, I see a lot of sucking air and cramping on this side.
Yeah.
I wonder if that's going to keep going.
Luke and Neal, though, he got past the DB, and he's a fast kid, but he had a couple of steps on him. It was just a matter, Tank, of the quarterback hitting, and he made a tremendous diving catch.
Let's take a look at some scores from the Fried Transportation Update Desk, if we could. Some interesting scores coming up from around the Beaver Valley. Central Valley now on top of Bell Vernon. They came back 16-10. They are in the 3rd quarter.
Yeah, you know what? Central Valley lost to TJ last week. Bell Vernon got throttled by Aliquippa last week. And they're not a bad team, but Central Valley is handling them so far, so it's possible Bell Vernon goes 0-2 in Central Valley. If they could win this, they go to 1-1.
New Brighton looking so good today, 22-0 over Northgate. They're in the 3rd quarter. They take on the Bulldogs next week. That could be a game to watch.
Yeah, you know what? them starting out, if they win this one, would be 3-0, I believe. But when's the last time they did that? We were impressed with New Brighton last year. So good to see them, Riverside, Hopewell back up to playoff football.
Seton LaSalle all over Ulst, 24-0 there at halftime. How about this? The Southside Rams, 19-6 over Beaver Falls. I was expecting this to be a little bit more of a frustration match for Southside after their disappointing loss to Western Beaver last week to come out and stick it to them. But Beaver Falls coming out to play too.
They talked on the show this week on the Coach's Corner. We talked to Luke Travelpiece. He has a lot of guys nicked up. A lot of guys got banged up against Western Beaver. So I think they've got some guys out, and they've got some sophomores and some younger players playing.
West Allegheny 65-7 over McGuffey. And still Moon, 14-12 over Penn Trafford. The kickoff is away, taken at the 25-yard line by one of the Upmen. He's looking for somewhere to go, and he's caught from behind and taken down at the 25. No gain, and he is still down on the field.
How about that? They don't kick deep because they don't want Lay or Good or anybody getting a lot of momentum and having speed beat them, so they pooch kick it to the 30. The guy runs around, gets tackled at the 25. So the question becomes, do you want a guy and you can contain it and keep him at the 25, or do you want to kick deep and hope that you guys can kick the speed guy? So interesting call by John Cowher. I mean, you're up by 9 points. You don't want the speed guys getting it, so I think that's a good call by them.
A very good call. And the injured player, Gavin Wilcox, the senior, 5'8", 160. It looked as though he actually fell on the football and maybe had the wind knocked out of him, but he's coming off onto the sideline. Hopefully he'll be back into the game in no time. So Aliquippa has the ball, 1st and 10 at the 24. Ball's between the hash marks. Don't forget, if you're listening on the radio, you can always be watching this on Facebook and on YouTube. Just look for our YouTube channel, our Facebook page, Beaver County Radio. And what's really great about that is it doesn't make a difference where in the country you are. Beaver County residents from way back when can be watching football here in Beaver County. Inside handoff, and Avonworth sniffed that one out, and back to the line of scrimmage, and no more on that run.
Hard to see the number on that young man.
That was number 8, Akiva Woods.
Unblocked. He just came through the line, and a big tackle, and that is no gain, or actually a loss of about a half a yard. They'll still call it 2nd and 10, but the running back had no chance to run. If you don't block for those guys, they've got nowhere to go. And Avonworth doing a great job of containing the run here tonight.
Avonworth 16-7 over Aliquippa. Man in motion. Council back, shotgun formation. Fakes the handoff, looking for some receivers. Pressure's coming, throws it away. Incomplete. He didn't have anybody open at that point, and the pressure began to close in on him, and he did the smartest thing he could do and just get rid of the ball.
Exactly. I mean, you described it perfectly. I mean, when a quarterback like him, if he has nowhere to run and nobody's open, get rid of it. It's only 2nd down. You still have another down to go. Don't get yourself in trouble in your own zone. Get rid of it. Now you hope to drop a play to get a 1st down. Boy, if not, then you give the ball back to Avonworth, a team that had a great first possession. Quip right now, hoping to get a 1st down and keep this drive going.
3rd and 10, 3 wide receivers. Khalil Good on the near side. 2 wide receivers at the top. Khalil Good crossing over formation. He joins the other 2 receivers. Back to pass. Looking. Has a man open around the 45 and in and out of the hands of his receiver. He was trying to make contact with Josh Lay. Just not able to make the reception. And now 4th and 10 and Aliquippa punt formation. Last time they had to punt, it was only a 9-yard punt because of a snap that didn't get back to Marquise Council.
And they're set up at midfield right now. So Avonworth, they're thinking they're going to get the ball. They're not. They don't have anybody deep. Well, now they do. Interesting. They've got a guy back probably about the 50-yard line.
Cooper Sharding is set up at around the 50. 4th and 10 at the 25-yard line. They now bring in a 2nd deep guy. And the kick is away. It is low, it is squibbling, and it is allowed to roll through all the way back to the 35, all the way back to the 30-yard line. They'll call it down at the 29.
Yeah.
It was a squib that first hit in Aliquippa territory, and the Avonworth receivers decided to not to try to field it. Maybe a smart move.
Yeah. You know, they teach you to let it go, because if it bounces wrong before you get it, hits your chest, hits you up higher than your hands, then all of a sudden it's a free ball. You don't want to make mistakes like that when you're up. So Avonworth said, let's just give up the 15 yards, let the ball roll. Smart play by their receivers, but a nice punt by Aliquippa to get them out of trouble in the field position game. Aliquippa won that one.
Everybody's in tight. Luca Neal up top at the numbers. 1st and 10 at the 29-yard line. Pistol formation, heavy to the left behind Bonnet. Hands it off. They run behind Bonnet. Big opening all the way out to near the 40-yard line. It looked as though he may have picked up 10. They'll give him at least 9 the way it looks at this point. Maybe they'll move the chains. Nope, they're going to call it 2nd and inches.
Yeah, it's
a foot at most.
Yep.
Everybody in tight.
They line up quick, too. No huddle. And they're knifing through Aliquippa. The offensive line's doing a great job.
They continue to go really heavy to the left, and Valaceres over that side. He decides to peek outside, has a little bit of room, enough to pick up about 4, maybe 5 yards on a play that initially I don't think was designed to get that many.
And, I'm impressed by him a lot. I mean, he puts his head down, takes on 4 tacklers. Yeah, his whole Avonworth team is like that. They're really not a team you can push around. They're going to be a force in 3A, and they're in our conference against the Central Valleys, the Beavers. We're going to see them. We may see them again, but we're going to see them in a lot of games in Beaver County.
Yeah, Aliquippa now playing what looks to be about 9 guys in the box. They're completely committed to the run. Luca Neal, isolation coverage. They hand it off to Valaceres behind Bonnet again, and they're able to get 4 yards out to the 47-yard line. So from the 43 out to the 47.
And how
you got to go ahead.
How long do you wait if you're Avonworth to take that advantage and throw a ball? I mean, because if everybody's stopping the run, now we got another cramp or we got an injury again.
Yeah.
But, I mean, I think that's what you might have been going to say is, eventually Avonworth's going to catch on to this and throw the ball. A single coverage, and all you got to do is beat your man by a couple of steps, and you're gone.
Yeah, so they do have a good corner on him, on Luca Neal, that is, in single coverage. Raymond Miller, he's 6', 180, a senior. He's been out there for a while. He knows how to play the position. But Luca Neal is just a specimen when it comes to football players. I mean, he's one of the greatest athletes that Avonworth has said that they've had. He can run the ball. He can catch. He can play defense. He can play special teams. Whatever it is you want him to do, he can do it, and he's shown it tonight.
Tank's telling us that Cleister Longmire's working on his inside calf with a massage gun. Also, he's telling us Laurel is beating Riverside 37-0 on the Top 5 Transportation Update Desk. So Tank from the sidelines letting us know what goes on.
All right.
Tank, can we get Tank on here? I was going to ask Tank a question. You had mentioned the offensive line. Avonworth's offensive line.
Hello.
Tank, Avonworth's offensive line is pushing around.
I lost you.
Can you hear me?
Try to get my radio working.
Hold on a second. We'll come back down to you later. We're not going to do this little
Sorry.
fumbling around all over the place. Maybe we'll talk. Maybe we won't. Maybe we can hear. Maybe we
We'll
can't.
get you.
All right, 47-yard line. 2nd down and 6. 6:30 to go. Running clock in the 3rd quarter. Bellinger. Pistol formation. They're heavy. One more time on the left side. This time Aliquippa playing a little softer, not as committed to the run. Are they anticipating a pass this time? They are. Safeties drop back. Bellinger back to pass. Hits Luca Neal. Luca Neal in the open. He's off to the races to the end zone. 20, 15, 10, 5. Touchdown. Luca Neal. Aliquippa knew the pass was coming. They dropped back into coverage. Luca Neal ran a quick little post and then caught it and then split the defenders, and it was off to the races, and nobody was going to catch him.
I mean, I don't want to pat myself on the back. I'll let you do it, but what did I say? All the guy's got to do is beat his receiver by a couple of steps. He did. He took the inside route. The DB's on the outside. He hit him on the inside. They missed the tackle. We got another man down, and he sprinted. He's so fast, they're not going to catch him. He's as fast or faster than the Aliquippa DBs, and, boy, I tell you what, I'm a little surprised the score is this heavy, Avonworth, and they've kind of pushed Aliquippa around this half so far.
Here's a little concern. Khalil Good is the injured Aliquippa Quip, and it doesn't look as though they're just dealing with cramps at this point, although they may be. They may be, but he is in some degree of discomfort. They got him up, though.
Yep.
He's walking off under his own power. Okay, that's good. That's a great sign. Khalil Good's healthy.
In addition to pushing them around on the offensive line to the defensive line, they're protecting Bellinger and giving him just that 5 or 6 seconds to throw the ball. It's all he needed there.
22-7, 6:07 to go in the third quarter. And I think that everybody here at Aliquippa is stunned. It's the quietest I've seen a crowd here at Aliquippa.
I think there's some people leaving.
It's a little early for that.
I think so, too.
23-7 is the score. Avonworth on top of Aliquippa. The kickoff is next on Beaver County Radio.
Al's Corner is not just for gas. That's right. They offer gas, of course, but also fresh food and snacks every day. Let Al's do the cooking. They make fresh subs on their homemade bread daily. They offer hot foods like tacos, fish on Friday, plus wraps, salads, and more. Whether it's breakfast, lunch, or dinner, make a visit to Al's Corner in Koppel. Call Al's today to place your order. Make your football party be the envy of your family and friends. Follow them on Facebook for their daily specials. That's Al's Corner on the corner off Route 18 and 351 in Koppel.
Yes. As we're looking at the CCBC players of the game, I think there are some players that are saying, hey, a second here, pay attention to me.
Yeah.
Bellinger with that great pass to Luca Neal. Luca Neal with another really impressive catch. And then Valaceris is saying, wait a second here.
He's keeping that engine going. He's riding out first downs. They're focusing on him, and that gets the quick hitter. So they're
and
playing
then Barnett, too.
Yeah, and they're really playing well as a team. They really are. It's a team effort. Those linemen opening up holes. And, boy, I tell you what, it's been a long time since we've seen a Quip team down like this.
Aliquippa trailing 23-7. 16-point deficit for the Quips. Kickoff. It is high. It is end over end, and it is taken short at the 18-yard line and brought down at the 23.
And great pursuit.
Josh DeLay.
Yeah, great pursuit to the ball by Avonworth. It just seems like they're every single play. Great pursuit, never give up, moving their feet. And they got 2 and 3 guys down there around the ball carrier, and they just knife through the wedge and make the tackle and don't give him any room to run. There's a reason this team went to the state playoff final last year. There's a reason they won a WPL championship last year.
That's right. I mean, it was overtime, and they lost. And you got to wonder if Nico Neal, the older brother of Luca Neal, who was spectacular in that game that we saw with him at Beaver, when he led the Wildcat, if he could have played in that game, we could be talking about state champion Avonworth here tonight. All right, Marquise Council, shotgun formation, running backs on both sides, fakes the handoff, has a man out in the flat, caught, 35-yard line, out of bounds. Nice catch there. Josh Lay on the reception and a first down pickup of about 12.
They were trying, Aliquippa was, too much stuff down the middle of the field. They need to do things like this, get the ball in space to one of the receivers, smart play, out of bounds, first down.
Ball's on the near hash mark now. And Aliquippa setting up twin wide receivers to the top side. Balanced offensive line. Marquise Council, shotgun. Eyes on each hip. Hands it off. Cleaster Longmire has it. Big run over that left side, over midfield, all the way into the Avonworth territory, down to the 47-yard line. That is the best run of Cleaster Longmire of the season so far. Granted, it's only 2 games, but he came into this game negative yardage on average.
220 pounds, put his head down, ran straight up the middle, and didn't stop. And Quip, no huddle. But there's somebody called a timeout. Referee called a timeout to spot the ball.
All right, as they figure out what's going on, they're going to replace a player for Aliquippa. Josh Lay coming to the sideline.
Akiva Woods in.
And they're splitting the wide receivers. One top, one bottom. Balanced offensive line with tight ends on either side. Running backs, hands it off. Longmire one more time over that left side. This time he was taken down after a gain of about 1.
I think the player had to come out. Either he took his helmet off or there was an equipment issue and they made him come off the field because he was on the far side. He wouldn't come off on his own unless somebody told him.
All right. Lay's gone back in. Longmire coming out.
You wonder if Avonworth, who's done really well defensively, if they start tiring a little bit. man, because we saw Aliquippa take advantage of them at the end of the first half.
2nd and 9 for Aliquippa. Ball's on the 46. Midway point of the field. Marquise Council, running backs on both sides. Tight end to the right. Takes the snap, fakes the handoff, looking, pressure, throws it up in the air, and almost caught. It was a very valiant effort by Zion Simmons. But the ball was thrown into double coverage. It could have easily been intercepted, too.
I'll tell you one thing. 2 men down there for Aliquippa, 3 for Avonworth. That's a pass where you better be accurate, because if you're not, that's intercepted. And he's a little bit high with it, but Council hung in there and did a good job of staying in the pocket and was able to hit the receiver, but just a little bit too high. Brings up 3rd and 9. Right here, I don't know if you're in 4-down territory. 4:34 to go in the third quarter. You're down 16. I would think this is 4-down territory for them, I think.
4 wide receivers set, 2 and 2. Council, shotgun, man on his right hip, fakes the handoff, looking, scrambling to his right, looking some more, trying to find somewhere to go, throws it back over the middle, and it's in and out of the hands of Josh Lay. Josh went up for it, it hit his hands, and he just fell right out of his hands. If he would have brought that ball down, he may have picked up 6 on that one. He may have gone for 6.
I'm trying to watch all the Quip receivers, and they're zipping around out there after the broken play. They're trying to be open, and Council's done a great job of eluding pressure, not getting sacked, and getting good throws off, and almost completed again, just missing.
Akiva Woods is experiencing some cramping issues now for Aliquippa. And so now you have a decision to make. It's 4th and 9, and the ball's at the 46-yard line. If you go for it, you give them really good field position, and they've shown they've been able to score.
Yeah. I think
you want to go for it because you want to show confidence, but at the same time, you may be better off punting them deep and letting the defense come out here, try to get a stop, and then try to regain this same field position, and then go from there again after.
I personally think you're down 16. Avonworth's going to get the ball no matter what. They've proven they can move the ball. I think you want to show your team some confidence. I think they go for it here, but I could be wrong. I don't know what you think or Tank thinks, but we could ask them.
Tank, what do you think at this point?
Yeah, I think they're going to need to go for it for sure here. I mean, this is kind of a do-or-die situation here. Looks like they are going for it here.
Yep.
All right, they're set up 4 wide receivers, 2 top and 2 bottom. Marquise Council with a running back on his hip, left side. Avonworth, 2 deep defense. Safeties are deep, looking back. Play action, looking, has the time, throws it over the middle, has a reception at the 30-yard line, down into close to the 20, finally brought down around the 22. What a pickup. Josh Lay, what a reception. Last week it was 2 catches for 39 yards, averaging 19.5 a catch, and he had a big reception on that play.
I don't know what he did, but he was so wide open. There was nobody around him. Now, I don't know if the guy that's on the field laying there, got the cramp, was his responsibility. We got 2 guys for Avonworth down. But, Robert, it's a little more humid than it was yesterday or earlier this morning. We're seeing a lot of cramping. But Lay was wide open. It was just a matter of Council could hit him, and he did. He hit him in stride right at about the 32-yard line, and he went all the way down to about the 24. So Aliquippa in business. That, again, as Tank said, as I did, what are you going to do? You're going to punt in an exhibition game. If you lose this game, okay, overall record, you're going to have a loss. But, if your idea is to go undefeated, then you would have had to play better in this game early on. If you have a chance to win this game, you're going to have to go for it there, because punting the ball and giving it back to them, it keeps it out of your offense's hands. And they haven't turned the ball over. They've been holding on to the ball, so you can't count on turnovers. So you got to do it yourself. You have the ball in your hands. You're at home. Get some momentum going. They score here. It's a 1-score game.
Luke Neal, one of the players for Avonworth that was down, he was up quicker. Cooper Sharding, the other player that was down, and he, too, dealing with cramps. So you have 2 very key defensive players, Luke Neal at linebacker and Cooper Sharding at cornerback, both of them starters, that are not going to be in for at least one play. Yep. And that gives Aliquippa a better opportunity to convert, as they're very close to red zone territory at the 24.
And I said 1-score game. If they score, it'll be a 2-score game. So I can't add.
Well, they need to get 2-point conversions. You're talking about 2 scores with 2-point conversions.
Right, yeah. That way, you're right.
Marquise Council, shotgun, everybody's in tight, 4 wide receivers stacked, and then Aliquippa jumps. Wide receiver didn't realize what the snap count was. He ran a good 15 yards before he realized
it's funny
the
because
ball wasn't
because
snapped.
the way he ran, it's almost like that now they're telling everybody what they were going to do. That was a play designed for maybe a quick strike to the end zone. Interesting. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised. Aliquippa threw a lot last week, more than they usually do. I wouldn't be surprised. They protected him pretty well, and they're not running the ball really well, and time's going to start being against you. Why not keep throwing and try to score a touchdown again like they did in the end of the first half?
Josh Lay, a regular target. He's out to the left side. Back to pass, and it looks as though there is a timeout that is called. Yep. Warfield, it's called timeout. And I'll tell you what, we'll take a timeout with them. Back in 30 seconds, Avonworth 23, Aliquippa 7 on Beaver County Radio.
Not to be cheesy or anything, but Al's Pizza of Beaver County has deals, specials, and delicious options that'll blow your mind. Try Al's Deep Dish, a mouth-watering pie loaded with 2 pounds of cheese and Al's renowned pizza sauce. Mmm! Looking to feed the whole fam? Al's Dinner Box with a half tray of 1-topping Sicilian pizza and a half tray of cheesy breadsticks is perfect for your family dinner tonight. Even if pizza isn't your thing, stop in and try the delicious Granny Franny Meatball Sub. Delivery from 11 a.m. to 8 p.m. Order today or stop in at Al's and try the best pizza pies Beaver County has to offer.
You're listening to 99.3 FM, presented by St. Barnabas, in addition to 1230 WBVP Beaver Falls.
Here we go, 1st and 15 after the timeout called by Coach Warfield. Vashon Patrick, his assistant head coach, out there playing a critical role in setting up this offense. This offense, like you were talking about earlier, Mike, is so different than what they were used to running and what fans are used to seeing in years gone by, where it's been about run the ball with Ty Key, and now it's throw the ball with Marquise.
Hey, when you get 80-yard touchdowns by Tyke 2 and 3 times a game, and you get that kind of contributions on the ground, you don't have to throw.
Man in motion, Council back, looking, has time, pocket collapsing, he's running. Is he going to get some room? He goes down at the 27-yard line and then tosses the ball back to the official. So he's able to pick up what looks to be about 2 there.
Yeah.
So now it's 2nd and 13.
Yeah, he did the right thing. Everybody was covered. The pocket broke down. He ran, but then they covered him this time. The other times he ran, he had all the open field. They're not coming after him with as many guys, so you have to have linebackers ready in case he does run. They did. It limited him to only, I think, 2 yards. Yep.
Cooper Sharding is back in, starting cornerback for Avonworth. He's lined up against Khalil Good, Marquise Council, and it looks as though there may be another timeout.
I don't see
another timeout is called. It looks as though it is an Aliquippa timeout.
Well, you got to figure.
Yes.
You got to figure you have 3, and this is a time where you pretty much have to score. You don't have to score if you want to win now, but being that the Avonworth takes so much time off the clock, you want to score. You're deep down here. Take your timeouts while you have them. A lot of coaches want to save them for the end of the game, but by the end of the game, it might be 30-14, and you don't have enough time to try to score. This way, if you score, you hold them on defense, you got a chance. So this is a must score. That's the way they're treating it. You treat it this way in this game because you're going to have to be this way when you get to the playoffs against good teams. So you're preparing yourself for further on down the line.
Tank, what do you know about the timeout calls?
The first timeout, actually, Coach Warfield was very upset about the play clock not being pumped back up by the back judge, and that's why he took the timeout, because he realized there was no time left.
Thank you very much. Now Marquise Council, shotgun formation all by himself, and 4 wide receivers, 1 wing. Marquise Council back, looking out to a screen pass out to number 5, Josh Lay, and just out beyond his outstretched arms.
Overthrew it. And if he catches that ball, he's got room to run. I like what Quip is doing. It's man on man. You're going to say my athlete's better than your athlete. Somewhere along the line, there's going to be a Quip that's faster than the DB.
Yes.
Make a good move. You're going to find an open man. I like this spread. When you have a quarterback like Council who can get away from pressure, you give him 4 to 5 seconds to find somebody. That's what they're trying to do, and that's what they're going to here, which I don't blame them. I like this formation.
3rd and 13. Spread formation once again. 3 wide receivers at the top, 1 at the bottom, wing back on the right formation. He follows that wing back as he's crossing over, trying to find some room, makes one man miss, and then Avonworth closing in on him, and he breaks a couple of tackles, splits the difference, and gets all the way down inside the 20, down to the 18. What a run by Marquise Council.
I got to tell you, he got hit about 3 or 4 times, and he made so much out of nothing. It looked like he was going to get tackled for maybe 1 or 2 yards, and he got a lot more, and it's 4th and 4. So he made a manageable 4th down now. A nice play by him. You got a quarterback with legs. You make calls like that. Good call, and now we got another timeout.
Timeout on the field. This one, is it?
Injury? No, I don't see anybody down.
And right now I am seeing all timeouts that are currently being held by both teams.
Is this a possibility? Is the referees called a timeout?
Oh, there's an injury timeout. I can now see.
There is somebody over there, yeah. Okay.
I see a lope on the field. Cramps once again. While they're dealing with that, we will take a 30-second timeout. Back with more of Avonworth Aliquippa. Avonworth on top of Aliquippa, 23-7, 2:17 to go in the third quarter on Beaver County Radio.
J. Young Refuse and Industry is proud to be an integral part of Beaver County for the past 36 years. Featuring a wide range of recycling services for contracted areas, they are sure to help you get the job done. The J. Young Refuse team of professional drivers consistently exceed safety and service throughout the day, while their customer service representatives take professionalism to the next level. J. Young Refuse offers both commercial and residential pickup as well. Call J. Young Refuse at 724-495-6199 today.
Okay, we are back. Running clock. It's 4th down and 4. Ball's on the 18. They're going to get down to the 14-yard line. Ball on the far hash mark. Everybody's in tight. 3 wide receivers to the right side. Longmire on the hip of Council. Council back to pass. Looking. Throws a quick out. Got it to Josh. Josh makes a man miss because he get in close to the end zone, and he's inside the 5. Josh Lay on a pass out in the flat, big reception for first down. It's 1st and goal, Aliquippa.
I tell you what, Avonworth sent 2 guys after Council, and one guy was just getting ready to blast him, and Council got rid of that ball before he got hit. He is quick to get the ball and get it away from trouble, and first down, nice play, 1st and goal.
Less than 1:30 to go in the third quarter. They're set up. Council, shotgun. 3 wide receivers to the left. Council calls his zone number, tries to get outside, and Avonworth reads that all the way and able to stop him for what looks to be a loss. They're going to call it a loss of 2 back to the 6.
Tank calls that the internal clock. You just know 1, 2, 3, or whatever. You know that you see the blitz coming, and you just have to stand there, take it, and take the hit, and take it for your team. And he did a great job. That's good leadership. And got rid of the ball, and Lay did a good job of catching it and getting that first down and getting inside the 10-yard line.
Wide receiver split. Khalil Good on near side. Josh Lay in a slot position on the left side. Perfect position for a corner pattern. Up to Khalil Good. Does he have it? It touched his hands, and then it looks as though it may have been intercepted.
Yep.
Avonworth is celebrating like it was intercepted. The ball was in Khalil Good's hands, and it looks as though an Avonworth Antelope was able to catch that.
That's deflating.
Wow.
That's deflating. I mean,
wow.
A really good drive by the Quips, and second turnover, second interception. But when you're playing against good teams that have studied you, that's costly. That's really costly because now – you have to hope for turnovers. You can't afford Avonworth to really march down the field. You cannot afford a score. You got to get the ball back.
At 23-7, I just saw Luca Neal walk over to the sideline, so did Cooper Sharding, so it looks as though they may be at least giving them a break because of how intensely they play defense, at least a couple of offensive plays. So we now have Bellinger with Valaceris behind him. Stacked line over the left side. Here comes Valaceris over that side. Makes a couple of men miss and finally dragged down. What a tackle by the interior lineman for Aliquippa. And he's dealing with some cramps of his own right now. But he grabbed Valaceris and just threw him down to the ground. And after a pickup of about maybe 3 yards.
Quip injury on the field again.
Yeah, that same player who's dealing with this cramp now was the guy who made the tackle.
And I'm telling you, I see some quick people leaving. I know it's not everybody going to the concession stands at the end of the third quarter. There's some people that see the score the way it is, and it's like, let's get an early beat on traffic. But I would stick around because you never know what's going to happen. With an offense like Quip has, you get.
I mean, you're only talking about 2 touchdowns here. Two touchdowns, 2-point conversions.
You get the ball back. You make a big, quick touchdown. You're right back in this game. I mean, I really do believe that you know, I want to ask Tank about the cramping issues. It seems like it's going more and more and more, Tank, as this game goes along. It just seems like on these early September weekends, lots of cramping.
Yeah, Aliquippa has been they have a nice little massage gun down here, and they've been passing that gun back and forth to try to get some of those cramps out. It seems like it's a lot of their starters are starting to use it too. So
one more quick question, Tank. What do you sense the mood like on the Quip sideline real quick?
I'm seeing some deflated, but I'm seeing a lot of other guys pumped up, ready to go, keep fighting. There's still a lot of fight left in these Quips.
Thanks, Tank.
There you go. You have to have the fight. If you don't have it now, when are you going to get it between now
100%.
and November?
100%. I agree.
All right, we are at the end of the third quarter. Avonworth 23, Aliquippa 7. It's now time to check in with Joe from Boom Pow DIY Solar and get the latest on this update. Want to find out more, go to boompowsolar.net. Joseph.
Here at Mo Rubenstein Stadium, Hopewell actually just scored another touchdown. Crotech to, who was that, over to Muzzy again. Actually, Hopewell up 48-0. Both teams now playing second and third stringers. Hey, this is Joe Martychek, Boom Pow DIY Solar, 844 Boom Pow, 48-0 at Mo Rubenstein. End of the third.
Want to make football season better than ever this year? Plan now to join your friends at the Hangar in Moon Township, the place where good times and great food meet. Watch your favorite sporting event on one of their 18 big screen TVs while you enjoy their famous wings, beer-battered fish, pizza, or Taco Tuesdays indoors or on the outdoor patio. Check out their award-winning menu online for lunch, dinner, or a special night out. This football season, hang out with your friends at the Hangar, the best-kept secret in Moon Township at 500 Flaherty Run Road.
Got kids? Too much to do? No time to cook? Download the McDonald's app today and get dinner delivered straight to your door from DoorDash. McDonald's makes it easy for you and your family. Download the app today and get exclusive deals and rewards. McDonald's, I'm loving it.
It's the start of the fourth quarter. And Aliquippa down by 16 to Avonworth. Who thought that would be the score? 23-7.
2 turnovers
all over the Quips.
2 turnovers to none. You take both of those turnovers away, you know, maybe it's 16-7, maybe it's 9-7. But the one definitely stopped the drive, and then Avonworth scored after that. Would have been 3 points off the board. And this one, we'll see what Avonworth does, but they're going to grind the clock if they can.
Bellinger. Strong formation over that left side and hand off to Valdesaris. This time he tries to go right and not able to get much there, just a couple of yards, setting up a 3rd and 7. And it's interesting. Avonworth is not a complicated offense.
Right,
they
not.
let you know what they're going to do before they even
execute.
do it.
They execute.
There's no guessing with this offense. It's just, here, this is what we're doing, stop us. Once again, I'm not even sure what they do when they back out of a play because the formation doesn't change. It's everybody stacked in tight, 2 wing backs heavy to the right this time with a single wide receiver and a handoff, and then now a flag on the play
Robert,
and a false start.
Let me ask you, they intercepted the ball, and that was the end of the quarter. Did Avonworth?
They got one play in.
Before the end of the quarter.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I'm wondering why it's 3rd down. Now they're backing up because of false starts or 3rd and 12. Yeah, here's where they got to be careful. Do they run the ball and say, heck with this, let's just drain clock and punt, or do they try for a 1st down? Got to be careful here. You don't want to give Quip the ball inside the 30-yard line, or you go for a deep pass, and even if it's intercepted, it's at midfield. I think they're going to run the ball.
Well, the way the defense is set up for Aliquippa, they're playing soft on this one. They're anticipating some kind of a pass at this point. And Bellinger back looking, has a man over the middle, and it's caught right at the 30-yard line. Looks like a 1st down pickup. Wow, Carson Bellinger, he threaded the needle on that one. Bryce Metz, the first time we've called his number tonight, big pickup of 13 yards for a first down.
We talk about CCBC players of the game, and obviously Velaceros, obviously their big lineman Bonnet, obviously. But I tell you what, Carson Bellinger's starting to really rise up for me because he's stood in the pocket and he's made some nice throws.
Bellinger, same formation again. This time Luke and Neal, top of the formation. Wide out beyond the numbers, between the numbers and the sideline. Ball's on the far hash mark. And once again, they're going from left to right. Everything stacked up heavy to the left. What do? They run that way. Valaceris is trying to find some room, and Aliquippa sent everybody that way and took them down for a loss of 4, maybe 5.
I think that there are times where Avonworth is too predictable, but they've been so successful running those plays and grinding out first downs and getting 3 and 4 yards. They used to call it 3 or 4 yards in a cloud of dust, but you don't anymore on these type fields. But Aliquippa was set up perfectly to defend that.
Just got news from the Fry Transportation Update desk. New Brighton declared the winner. They were winning 38-0 against Northgate, and the game was called with 6 minutes left due to lightning.
Oh, boy. Hopefully it's not coming this way.
Hopefully not. Ball, snap, handoff, right up the middle. Valaceris, big pickup. Back to the original line of scrimmage and add on 4 or more.
Well, again, big holes up front. I mean, they got big guys, too. I mean, we didn't go through all the weights, but if you look down on that field and you can see they're equal to about what Aliquippa is height and weight-wise, and they're opening up holes for him.
And you think about the sizes of these guys, all of them 230, 250, 255, but not a one of them is carrying a lot of fat.
Yeah.
I mean, you can just tell these are big, strong, in the gym, moving weights constantly, guys.
And you don't see an Aliquippa line get pushed around like this a lot.
Stacked up line to the right side this time. Bellinger trying to get somebody to jump on a third down play, and it doesn't happen. So instead, Avonworth calls timeout. 3rd and 7, a timeout for the Lopes.
You know, and again, what they do is they get up there. We saw this last year. Defenses get frustrated. You stand up, you go down to the stance, and then you come up and you look over to the sideline where they're checking, as Stan calls it, check with me. Well, you know, they do that, but they drain clock. Every play you drain clock. Now there's 8:51 to go. You get a couple more first downs, you're in the 5-minute territory. You don't have a chance to come back. So coming back on a team like Avonworth that controls the ball is really tough. You have to get a lead early, and when you trail in the third quarter against them and then you throw an interception, I'm not going to say impossible to come back, but you got to get the ball. And if they're not turning the ball over, you got to stop them, and they're not stopping them. So right now, Quip's on their heels.
And at this point, is Avonworth better off going with a run play in order to eat up more on the play clock, or try to get the first down, not get it, and then give some extra seconds to Aliquippa to be able to not only get a score this time around, but give them more time for a second score. So 8:51 to go in the game, in regulation, we'll call it, because Avonworth is up by 16. Aliquippa could tie this game with 2 touchdowns and 2 two-point conversions. So after the timeout, everybody gets set. Luke Neal is the lone wide receiver. He's by himself, lined up against Raymond Miller. And Khalil Good, he's in tight inside the linebacker. He's going to throw the ball. It looks as though he's going to. He can't find anybody. He's running. He's scrambling. And then he's wrapped up and taken down. Loss of about a yard. 4th down now, and they will punt. He had Luke Neal for a moment, but I'm not sure that there was ever any real intention of throwing the ball on that play and just letting the clock run. We're down under 8:30 now in the 4th quarter. Play clock is at 23 seconds, so you're going to look at about 8 minutes left in the quarter until they get this ball kicked away. And the returner set up at the 40.
And the Quip should get the ball in good position here. I bet you they punt out of bounds. I don't see them punting right to a quick guy.
And it's blocked. The punt is blocked back inside the 10, and it's recovered by Aliquippa.
Interesting.
It looks like it's inside the 5, so Aliquippa desperately needed something on special teams, and they got it. Forget about a nice return. They were able to get in there and block the punt.
Number 5 for Aliquippa, Josh Lay. That's what Tank is saying.
Josh Lay, what a game he is having. He may be making some arguments for the CCBC player of the game.
And now you're in business because now you score and you've got a lot of time left to stop them again and come back. But they're going to have to score, get a couple 2-point conversions. Aliquippa's not out of the woods yet. So you folks that are listening to us on the way out of the parking lot, stop, park your car, come back.
That's it. Get back in here. At least jump on your phone.
Or stay and listen to Mr. Mangino.
Yes, jump on the phone right now. Go to Facebook and YouTube and watch the game live. Dive play up over that left side, able to get into about the 5-yard line. So they gave him first and goal at the 7, pickup of about 2, 7:45 to go in the fourth quarter.
You know what I see here is, I don't know, but I still think they're going to have to pass. I know they're in their 5, but Avonworth stopped them dead in their tracks on first down. And, you would think 3 more run plays and you could score, but I still think they're going to have to throw into the end zone. Does this team stop the run all game long?
Twin wide receivers to the near side. Khalil Good and Josh Lay. Marquise Council. He's in shotgun. Man on his hip. Fakes the handoff. He's looking to the corner. Can he find anybody? He can't. Pressure's coming. He's running for his life. 15-yard line. Throws it into the end zone. And is it intercepted again? It is.
Oh,
Avonworth
wow.
intercepted it again in the end zone.
Wow.
The official is calling it a touchback. He was looking for his receiver, and the Avonworth defender, who I wasn't able to see because of the distance across the field,
so tough,
jumped the route and intercepted it again.
I tell you what, again, I really, really think that, Avonworth's daring them to throw, and they've covered it. And that 3 interceptions, they're matching them athlete for athlete. They've matched them on a couple of big plays and beat them on a couple of big pass plays. They've matched them athlete for athlete. And you don't do that against Quip that often. 3 interceptions, 2 in the end zone. Wow. Just wow. I'm
just
surprised.
So uncharacteristic for the way that Marquise Council has played. Last year he had 16 touchdowns, 4 interceptions on the entire year.
Mm-hmm.
He's had 3 tonight.
I think it's more the coverage is right there. He's throwing it in the area, and it's just that better plays are being made by the DBs.
Bellinger takes it, hands it off up over Bonnet, and Bonnet with big run that time again. That was Dimitri Velaceris. Nice run. They just keep on feeding this kid, and he just doesn't get tired.
He doesn't, and he spins. They get a couple more first downs, this game's going to be over. Quip's got 1 timeout left. It's a question of do they bother calling it?
6:40, we'll call it 6:35 in a running clock. Play clock is at 15 seconds.
You figure they're going to run at least 2 more times here, I would think.
Avonworth looking to ice this game. 2nd and 5. Heavy over to the left behind Bonnet. Bellinger, shotgun, pistol formation actually with Velaceris behind him. Hands it off to Velaceris, dives up the middle, and he is close to a first down pickup. He has to get to the 30. They're going to call it the 29. So 3rd and 1. It was actually probably better that he got tackled a yard short if you're Avonworth. If you're Aliquippa.
Because the clock keeps going. Okay, they don't stop the clock. Right. Avonworth's just going to burn the clock. They're very good at that. Boy, I tell you what, I wouldn't say they played the perfect game, but against Aliquippa, you don't see a game like this played by a WPL team against them. And they're a 3A school, but they got the horses. They really do.
Handoff. Velaceris over that left side, and he gets the first down pickup out to the 31. So now it's 1st and 10. Avonworth at the 31-yard line, far hash mark, 5:33 to go because now that they reset the clock that stopped with the first down restarts. And now they're able to get it all the way down to 5 minutes practically on this snap because the play clock and the game clock are just off by about a second or so. 15 seconds. Do they run it all the way down? It looks as though they're going to. Bellinger off to the sideline. They're under 8 seconds now.
Be shocked if they throw the ball.
5 seconds. Snap. Handoff. Dive play. Up the middle. Velaceris just continues to stumble and rumble and plow through and gets all the way out to another first down pickup. He got 10 on that one.
I think Aliquippa's players are – the wind got taken out of their they got the wind taken out of their sails, man. They're just they're not the team they were early in the game. First down run on the first down, that's just too much, and the Quip's not stopping them.
And the same formation one more time. Heavy to the left, one wide receiver wide to the left side at the numbers. Hand off to Bellinger. He has some room. He has the edge. He gets to the 45-50. It's a foot race now, 35-30. Finally pushed out of bounds just outside the 20-yard line. He went down hard on that one, but he's back up. He's ready to play some more.
Yeah, that's Velaceros, and I got to tell you, man, just, again, the game's pretty much over, but, you stop them, you still have enough time to score twice. I just kind of surprised a big chunk yardage against this Aliquippa team. This is very unlike them, Robert, very unlike them. I mean, they're just running the ball all over them.
4-16, ball's in place. And because he ran out of bounds, it will not start again until the snap of the next play. Play clock at 5 seconds. Bellinger takes the snap, hands it off. Up over that left side again, Valaceres inside the 20 down to the 18. You would think after that big run he just had,
he'd be tired.
He would need to get at least a breath.
And you know something? He got hit 1 yard in up high. And even though he's only under 70 pounds, you can't tackle him shoulder to shoulder. You got to tackle him under the waist, and they're not doing it. He spins off the tackle and gets another 2 yards. So it doesn't look like a big gainer, but 3 yards where he should have had 1. He's very effective as a runner.
Pistol formation, everybody heavy to the left again. Now you got to wonder, what does Duke Joncourt do here?
Keep running the ball.
Does he want to go ahead and score again and make this a 30-7 game?
I don't.
Or does he just say, you know what, the guys are running. Here comes Bellinger. He's set for a touchdown run. If he has the corner, he does. Touchdown, Carson Bellinger. It was an RPO. He faked it to Valaceres, kept it himself around the outside, and got the touchdown. But there is a flag on the play at the 10. Was there a holding penalty on that play?
No. We'll find out.
There may have been, because I see
back.
some antelopes with their hands on their heads.
Well, I mean, they're not throwing the ball, so he's not trying to rub it in. Give him credit. He's running the ball. And if Quip can't stop him, they can't stop him. You know what I mean? And, let's just face it. Ballesteros' couple of runs, the first down run for 10 yards, the big run down there, Aliquippa is, you could tell they're not into this game right now. On that play there, same thing. They fell for that. Should have been a touchdown. So I think they're defeated, and you got to have some pride. You don't want to get scored on, and you don't want it to be 30-7 in the papers. You want to at least have a fighting chance to make that score look good, in my opinion.
3:21 to go in regulation. Bellinger hands it off. Valaceres looking for some place to go. Drives inside the 15-yard line down to the 14.
Yep. All the way down, making it look easy. Now 3rd and 3. They're not going to pass the ball. They're going to run, and even if it's the 4th down, they'll run, and maybe Quip gets the ball back. Maybe they don't. They're either going to get it back if Avonworth scores, or if they somehow stop them inside the 13.
2:50 to go in the game. 14 seconds to go on the play clock. They're going to run this all the way down, and then it becomes, what do you do if you do get the first down conversion? But first you have to have it. Handoff, nope, whistles. Movement against Avonworth. Drives them back 5 yards, so now it's a 3rd and 8.
We're talking CCBC player of the game. I really think that now there's no question of who it is for Avonworth. And I think what we talked about in the first half with Tank, me and Tank both agreed. We threw some extra guys in there, but I'm just shocked that this game is as dominant as Avonworth was in that second half.
They made the adjustments that Aliquippa didn't make. No.
And Tank just pointed out, wow, look at the crowd. I told you, a lot of people were leaving at the end of the third quarter.
Handoff. Valaceres up behind Bonnet. Refuses to go down after first contact. Gets down close to the 14-yard line. He has to get down to the 11 for a first down. So now it's 4th and 3. Do you bring out the field goal unit and let them kick the ball?
I personally would.
And let's see what Calder Mahan can do.
I think they're just going to run the ball and they're going to give out. If they don't make the first down, Quip gets it back. There's almost no way they can score to win this.
Aliquippa, it looks as though they're calling timeout.
I mean, as a coach, you want to score, but they're going to have to score 2 times and get 2-point conversions on you in 1 minute and 48 seconds. And I just don't know. Yeah, you could ice it with a field goal. Maybe they go that way. But myself, I run it and let my defense try to stop them, give them some play. That's my opinion.
What I can see Coach doing is running a play, and if they get a first down, then you just take a couple of knees and you wrap things up.
I can see that too.
Yeah, I don't see Coach John Core trying to purposely run it up. If you get an opportunity to score because of the way that you've run the play, or you got Valaceres is able to break some tackles or whatever, that's a different story. But I don't see them purposefully trying to go to the end zone with a pass or anything like that. And if they get this first down, trying to continue to put points up on the board. So 1:40 to go in regulation, 23-7. Avonworth up by 16 on Aliquippa. On Aliquippa's opening night here at Heinz Field at the Pit. Everybody stacked hard right. Valaceres behind Bellinger and the pistol. Here comes a flag. Offside Aliquippa.
Now it's taking knee time.
Now it's a 1st and goal inside the 10. 1:40 to go, and it's just a series of knees at this point. That's all they have to do. Yep. Aliquippa doesn't have any more timeouts. And I can understand why you have a Quip guy that jumps. I mean, you want to make a play.
Yeah, you do.
These kids aren't giving up. They want to make a play. And if they are able to get drawn off, then it happens. But I'd rather have kids want to be jumping because they're wanting to make a play than sitting back and just waiting to get rolled over. Bellinger, victory formation, takes the knee. He'll do that 2 more times, and that will be the ball game. So let's talk about CCBC players of the game. When you look at what took place on the Aliquippa side, you had that one big touchdown pass and reception by Josh Lay that was able to bring it in, and he played really well on defense too.
Yeah.
I think there's an argument for Josh Lay, but there's other arguments for others as well.
Yeah, Council kept them going. Council had a couple big first-down runs. Council didn't get sacked. Council kept the offense moving.
But he also had 3
He did have 3 picks. So, yeah, that's a tough one. I'm going to have to think between him and Lay. On the other side, it's Valaceres 100%. I can't see anybody. I mean, we have good arguments with we got some good arguments for some other guys for Avonworth through the first half, but right now I think it's Valaceres in my opinion. I got to think a little bit more about Quip.
All right, Bellinger just took another knee. We're coming up on a minute to go. Play clock is down around 25 seconds. Tank Latham on the sideline. Tank with the Lisa Latham team, brokered by eXp Realty Sideline Report. Who are your candidates for the CCBC
Well,
Player of the
I feel
Game?
definitely for Aliquippa is Marquise Council for sure. He's been leading this team down here. But I disagree with you, Mike, about Avonworth. I think number 74, Bonnet, as a representative of the whole offensive line, they dominated this game and really are the reason they won. So
that's a good point. I mean, Robert's going to have to be the tie-break decider.
And that is the final at this point. They took the last knee and 20 seconds to go. 23-7 is going to be the final. Avonworth on Aliquippa.
You make a really good point about Council with 3 interceptions, but they're never even in the game without him, in my opinion. Because they had no running game, and he's running for his life. Avonworth was chasing him. He made a lot of big plays. He did have those interceptions, but I think a lot of that's because Avonworth's DBs were that good. I don't think he threw right into their hands. Mm-hmm. That's why I'm leaning with Tank, and I'm going to stay with Council. But if you feel strongly against it, we can change it.
No.
Now you got to decide on the Avonworth because Tank's got to go get him.
All right. On the Avonworth, so you're saying that you like.
He likes Bonnet. I like Valaceres.
I like Valaceres on that one too. There's no disrespect to Bonnet. Right. I mean, Bonnet's amazing at what he does over on that side. But Valaceres showed a grittiness, a toughness. And if you can, I tell you what, Tank, if you can get interviews with both of those guys, I'm cool with that. But the CCBC Player of the Game officially we'll go to Dimitri Valaseris, and if you can get Marquise Council to be able to talk to him, and if you can talk to Coach John Core, that would be great as well. And we'll start off with John Core if we can, if you can kind of steal him before he even gets over to the sideline in the first place, as his team is celebrating in the end zone. He may want to go celebrate with his players and chat it up with them for a little bit first. But do you have him real quick?
I don't.
Okay.
I asked the coach to get him for me.
All right. And it looks as though on the Aliquippa side, there's a lot of disappointment over there.
They're not going to talk to you.
They're already going into the locker room at this point, and I understand that. We will have the postgame show. And once again, with the postgame show, we'll be talking with the CCBC player of the game. We'll also be giving you details about the scores that are coming up around the valley with the Fry Transportation Update Desk. And the Electric Garage Doors postgame show is on at this point as we try to line up some interviews. As we give Tank an opportunity to do that, how about if we take a pause here for 30 seconds, maybe 60. We'll come back. We'll also check in with Joe Martichek and get a recap of the big game over at Aliquippa as they fell to Hopewell tonight. More coming up on Beaver County Radio.
It might be time to repair or replace that old garage door. Call on Robin and her team of expert installers at Electric Garage Door Sales in Monaca. Dial 724-774-3200 and your door will work like a charm. Featuring CHI quality garage doors, LiftMaster garage door openers, and over 50 years experience, Robin and her team will get it done right. Electric Garage Door Sales. Give them a call at 724-774-3200 or find them online at electricgaragedoorsales.com.
Lace up your cleats and rush on over to Zuki Sports Tavern. From their award-winning wings to their wide selection of ice-cold beverages, Zuki's is the place to go to watch your favorite team. Zuki's also has a plethora of salads, wraps, burgers, appetizers, and more. Don't want to leave and miss the action? Order online at Zukis.com/order. So what are you waiting for? Visit Zuki Sports Tavern in Fallston today. Zuki Sports Tavern, big screens, bigger flavor. Stop by today and make your game day count.
If the black and gold can get a new quarterback every year, maybe you can switch teams too. This is Coach Andy Dangle from Freedom United Federal Credit Union. I'm looking for new free agents, or should I say, members. Our membership is open to many organizations and groups throughout the county. Join my team at Freedom United Federal Credit Union. Details and applications are available now. Visit Freedom United Federal Credit Union. Member NCUA Equal Housing Lender.
If you could meet the future you, the one with the degree, the dream job, the confidence. This fall at Community College of Beaver County, step up to the mirror and see what's possible. Whether you're fresh out of high school, changing careers, or returning to finish what you started, every class and campus experience brings you closer to who you're meant to be. See your future. Start it here at CCBC. Visit ccbc.edu/fall25.
Tri-State Sporting Arms on Main Street in New Brighton is now open. Stop in and explore their extensive selection of high-quality firearms, pistols, and accessories. Tri-State Sporting Arms also pays top dollar for used firearms. Their experienced and highly trained staff is here to assist you in selecting the right firearm for you. Stop on down to Beaver County's newest firearm store, Tri-State Sporting Arms, at 807 3rd Avenue, New Brighton, or check them out on Facebook.
Now that the sights and sounds of summer are in your rearview mirror, there's still time to enjoy your classic car and turn heads. Restore your cherished ride to its former glory and call GNU's Body Works in Freedom. Gary Snare has been offering collision and restoration services for over 20 years. Everything from lowering or airbagging your rod to street custom to full custom color paint coloring. So say hello to cooler weather with the hottest car around. Call GNU's Body Works, 400 8th Street, Freedom today.
It's the Electric Garage Doors postgame show on Beaver County Radio from the McGee Heating and Air Conditioning broadcast booth. 23-7 was the final, and I don't think anybody had those numbers favoring Avonworth coming into this game.
No, they didn't.
Except for maybe Avonworth.
And, Avonworth, interception on the Aliquippa's first. They win the toss. They defer. Aliquippa quickly, as we wait for Tank, throws an interception on the first play. Avonworth marches down after a big Aliquippa penalty. 3-0 Avonworth. Aliquippa's hanging in there, but then after an Aliquippa punt, and we going down to him right now?
Yeah, let's check in with Tank Latham on the sideline. He's on the field with Coach Duke Druncourt.
All right, Coach. You got a heck of a group of young men right there. You could tell with this last little 3 minutes of talking, they are tight-knit. It is hard. You guys are going to be a hard team to beat this year. Guys, I seen you guys last year. I seen you guys have grown. Tell me a little bit, how did they grow this much in the last couple months?
We preach family all the time. That's our concept. That's our motto. And we stay together. We bond together. We build together, and we work together. So it's all about family.
So you guys stuck to that game plan. It took a little bit, but that third quarter, it blasted right through. I seen that as a former offensive lineman myself. That was a great game to watch as an offensive lineman. Tell me a little bit about that game plan.
We just, we trust our line. We trust our backs. We trust our quarterback. Just a team effort tonight. Team effort, and they grounded out.
Definitely a great team win. Thank you so much, Coach.
Thank you.
All right.
Yeah, not only a great team win, but the defense, I think, was probably just as impressive as the offense was. In order to get those 3 picks, in order to hold Aliquippa down to just 7 points, to make it so difficult for them to move the ball effectively, this was not Aliquippa football night on a Friday.
And I really think that this sets up – there's Coach Lindsay. This really sets up Avonworth as the favorite, one of the favorites in the section. Last year was them, it was Central Valley, it was Beaver, but right now, a win like this over Aliquippa, an impressive win, they have to be the favorite now.
Well, you think about it, the Post-Gazette and the Trib both have them ranked number 1 in 3A in the WPIAL. And I think with this victory tonight, as convincing as it was over Aliquippa, it just solidifies this.
Yeah.
And I think what's going to happen is you're going to see them climb up the rankings on the state rankings.
Yeah, I think so too.
After a victory tonight.
The only other team right now that could even say they could deserve one is Amani, but Amani's not played the schedule that Avonworth has so far, and we'll see. But right now, those two right now are on a collision course, but I think a lot of other teams want to have something to say about that.
All right, let's talk about the bit of the game recap as you were going through that before we got...
Stop me if Tank gets somebody. So
I will do that.
Anyway, it was 3-0 Avonworth, both teams punt, and then Avonworth, a 15-yard Belisarios run makes it 9-0. And then Aliquippa comes back last minute of the first half. Avonworth on a prevent defense and a 25-yard Josh Lay touchdown from Marcus Council made it 9-7. Second half, it was all Avonworth. Aliquippa punted, interception, 3 possessions, and they moved the ball a little bit, but Avonworth, a Belisarios 7-yard touchdown made it a score of 16-7, and then a 53-yard Luca Neal touchdown made it 23-7, and Avonworth basically played great defense the rest of the way, held Aliquippa, 3 turnovers for Aliquippa.
Let's go back to the sideline. Tank has Dimitri Belisarios. Big night for Dimitri. Dimitri, how did you do it?
Yeah, Dimitri, they want to know, how did you do what you did tonight with the constant leg drive, making yourself skinny, cutting through those holes? Tell me, what was your drive effort tonight?
I just knew that we had to prove ourselves by beating this team. We can't give up. Coach talked about resilience, so if I get tackled, tackle for loss, bounce back, gain a few yards, and I think that really drove us.
All right, congratulations. You are the CCBC Player of the Game. I have a squishy here, a little Titan for you. All right. Did you guys have this game circled on the calendar?
Good question. 100%.
All right.
Last year, we were winning first quarter, rain delay, and then they started just giving it to us. So I think that really motivated us.
Tank, real quick, ask him about his offensive line.
Real quick. Tell me a little bit about your offensive line. I was really envious of watching some of that play.
Peter Bonnet, committed to Navy. He's an outstanding player. Bradley Hines, our center, great player. He's tough, physical, just a mean player. Harrison McAfee, Noah Neese, Tyler Haney, they're all dogs down there. They really do it for me.
Tell all those guys that's who I voted for player of the game, but I got outvoted 2-1.
Did you get him? So. Did you get Bonnet down?
Oh, Bonnet's over there talking though, but hey, great job, you guys. I can tell you're a great family tight team. I'm sure we'll see you throughout the year. Congratulations and good luck.
Try to get Bonnet.
Oh, yeah. Don't leave until you can get Bonnet if you can. I realize he's being interviewed by somebody else, but let's see if we can go ahead and get a chat with him.
And a lot of people might be wondering, why are we talking to them? We're going to see them against Central, against a lot of teams in the conference. And this is going to be a team that's going to have to be reckoned with.
Right. Central Valley is not going to make it to the WPIAL championship game unless they figure out a way of beating Avonworth.
No doubt.
Beaver's not going to do it. Nobody else in the 3A from Beaver County is going to sniff this team, sniff a championship game if they can't do something about Avonworth.
Agreed,
and right
100%.
now, Tank down there with the Navy recruit himself.
Yeah, it's
Peter
not
Bonnet.
It's not many times I feel small, but we got big Pete Bonnet right here. Pete, I'm Tank Latham, by the way. All right, with Beaver County Radio. So tell me a little bit about your offensive line. You are the captain of the offensive line, correct? Tell me what it is to be like on the Forgotten Five.
Yeah, I mean, on our team, it's hard to be the Forgotten Five. We set the tone every week. The team runs on us. And we can't do that with our running back, Dimitri. But our whole point in the offensive line room is resilience, and we're just going to out-tough the other team. You can get us in the first quarter, but we are going to come back and make sure we are there all 4 quarters. We will never give up.
The one thing I noticed down here, even during pregame, it's not just your toughness. It's your guys' smarts. You guys are calling out your blocks. You're communicating with each other. Is that something you guys worked on as a group, or is that something you worked on as a team, or how did that work out?
Yeah, so we've got – that guy comes from our O-line coaches. We've got a great staff. We've got Vince Bevilacqua, amazing coach, one of the most helpful guys I've had coaching me. Lance Hilliard, he's been here a long time, coaches D-line mainly, and Dan Rossman, who's played at a very high level, played at Kentucky, just giving back to the community and doing an amazing job at it.
Well, good job
Tank,
tonight.
one more thing.
We got one more thing.
Tank, one more thing. Ask him about – everybody in the stadium knows what they're going to run, but they run it effectively anyway. What does that mean to him as an offensive lineman that everybody knows it's coming behind him, but he's still able to make that hole for Dimitri anyway?
So they're asking up top. Everybody in the stadium knows what you guys are doing. How does that make you feel as an offensive lineman? The other team knows what's going on, and they got to stop you. How does that make you feel?
Oh, we love it. We love knowing that they know exactly where their play is coming. There's nothing they can do about it. We're going to blow you off the ball and get 10 yards or 5 yards every single play.
Do you ever tell the defensive players, hey, I'm running right here, stop me?
Oh, yeah. We walk up there, talk to my guard. We got this kid right here, and it's over.
Oh, wow. I love it.
Tank,
congratulations. Have a good bus ride. Take care. Good luck.
Peter Bonnet, the Navy recruit, 6'6", 300. I don't think that there's no way he's going in a sub. They're going to have to put him on like a destroyer or an aircraft carrier. There aren't that many boats big enough for him.
He's going to do a lot of things. I'm looking ahead. Avonworth, they have to play at home TJ, at home Hopewell, which is a game, and then at Central Valley. They've got tough games in a row. Aliquippa, TJ, Hopewell, Central Valley, back to back to back. Then QV, McGuffey, and then end up with North Catholic and Beaver. If they can get through the middle part of this schedule unscathed, it's going to be really tough. I'm looking at they're going to have – we got Beaver, Central Valley, Hopewell, Quaker Valley, North Catholic, McGuffey. And, we're going to have to – they're going to have a lot of tough games there. But the Central Valleys and Hopewells are going to have to do something about Avonworth if they want to win. And one of them – and Hopewell goes on the road to see them, as does Quaker Valley.
Hopewell's fantastic. They put up some crazy points against Ambridge tonight. Let's check in with Joseph Martichek. He's with Boom Pow DIY Solar. He was at the game all night and files this report. Joseph?
Hey, thanks, man. Gino and Mike. Joseph Martichek, Boom Pow DIY Solar out here at Mo Rubenstein Stadium. Both teams actually playing their JV squad, getting their younger players in the game. Ambridge rose deep, but Vincent Boris picks it off as Hopewell just keeps pushing the Bridgers around. With 6:02 left in the game, the Bridgers blocked the punt and made the score 49-2 in the end zone for a safety as the Bridgers actually get on the board. The Vikings look like a powerhouse, outscoring the other teams over the past 3 weeks, 136-8. This Hopewell Viking team is punishing teams up front with the big bulls up front, strapping on their chin straps and pushing teams around. I will tell you that my Joey Boombots player of the game is going to go to Nashe Wade. 7 carries, 118 yards, 2 touchdowns. He also had 2 catches for 34 yards. I also want to give James Boo Boo Armstrong mention, 4 for 9, 47 yards. He had 3 touchdowns today as well. My Joey the Bullwater will go to the Hopewell offense and defensive lines. They basically are pushing people around all over the place. So I have to say that Hopewell is very impressive front. All of their linemen, the front, their defensive linemen, their linebackers, and they're just pushing people off the ball. So don't forget, I'm Boom Pile DIY Solar. I'm A+ rated with the Better Business Bureau. I've been doing solar, clean energy for over 10 years, LED lighting, mostly solar nowadays. I got a 50-50 split. Get your aunt, your grandmother, your cousin, whoever, get their electricity bill and call me up at 1-844-BOOM-POW. And we can split the commission 50-50. Back to Mangino and Mike. It was a great game here at Mo Rubenstein. Once again, final score 49-2.
Thank you very much, Joe. We will come back with final thoughts on this game. 23-7. Avonworth on top of Aliquippa on Beaver County Radio.
Attention seniors, did you know that by being a part of Silver Sneakers, you can receive a Beaver County YMCA membership for no additional cost? More than 16 million Medicare members have access to the Silver Sneakers program. Just give our member service representatives a call, and we'll take care of the rest. For more information, give us a call at 724-891-8439. Again, that's 724-891-8439.
Patriot Home Care is now hiring caregivers. Are you a caring and compassionate individual looking for a reliable income with benefits? Then call Patriot Home Care today. Benefits include health insurance, life insurance, paid vacation after 1 year, and 1.5 times hourly pay for overtime plus holiday hours. Patriot Home Care employees provide personal care, conversation and companionship, medication reminders, light housekeeping and laundry, meal preparation, and errands. Start your career in home care today and call Patriot Home Care at 724-506-8911 or apply online at patriothomecare.org. When you talk about community involvement and safety, the name Fry stands at the forefront in Beaver County. Fry Transportation's mission is to continue to raise the bar as the gold standard in their industry by providing the safest, most reliable, and cost-efficient transportation service in Beaver County through their strong relationships with their communities, best-in-their-class drivers, equipment, and technology. There's nothing more important than the safety of their students, employees, and community members. Fry Transportation, where the quality of their organization is characterized by the makeup of the individual behind the wheel.
Has your smile recently been intercepted by a bad cavity, stains, or damage that's been driving you crazy? Don't worry. Dr. Timothy Lip in Lip Dentistry is the Hail Mary your teeth have been needing. Located in Beaver Falls and Robinson Township, Lip Dentistry has been a trusted business for families in the greater Pittsburgh area to touch down at for over 2 decades. Make sure to rush over to lipdentistry.com and register for an appointment today and get 25% off your first cleaning. Don't fumble the opportunity to make Lip Dentistry your office of the future and make an appointment today.
Got kids? Too much to do? No time to cook? Download the McDonald's app today and get dinner delivered straight to your door from DoorDash. McDonald's makes it easy for you and your family. Download the app today and get exclusive deals and rewards. McDonald's, I'm loving it.
This football season, don't pass on McGee Heating and Air Conditioning. Honest sales and 7 days a week emergency service have made them tops in their game for over 60 years. That's how long families just like yours have been relying on McGee for all their heating and cooling needs. Get ready now for the cooler days ahead and call McGee today at 724-375-7112. Serving the Beaver Valley including Aliquippa, Monaca, Hopewell, and Center Township. McGee Heating and Air Conditioning. Family owned and operated, Main Street, Aliquippa. Good luck to all the teams who visit the Gridiron this season from McGee Heating and Air Conditioning.
A lot has changed since 1885. That's when my great-grandfather, William Andrew Hartzell, opened the doors to our family-owned and operated funeral home. This is William F. Rick Murphy from the William Murphy Funeral Home Incorporated in Rochester. Together with my son, Brian C. Murphy, we represent a business that is now flourishing into its 5th generation. Throughout that time, we've had the pleasure of experiencing many of local memories that have made Rochester and the surrounding area so great. I'll bet many of you can easily recall the H.C. Fry Glassworks, Barnett's Booth Bootery, or even Kaufman's Department Store with its massive double-decker parking lot.
To put things in perspective, my family was already serving others at their time of need before the automobile had even been invented and the aforementioned businesses started and ended. Our commitment to serve our community with dignity and compassion has allowed the William Murphy Funeral Home, Inc. to preserve a business legacy that spans nearly 140 years, and we're still here. To contact us, visit our website at William Murphy Funeral Home, Inc. or call 724-775-0309.
One of the greatest honors a person can receive is to be gathered with their people at the time of their passing. Even biblical authors, when they wanted to explain what it meant to have lived a great, prosperous, and meaningful life, spoke of the individual as having lived a long time and being gathered with friends and relatives near as they closed out their twilight years. Being gathered together with loved ones is something that the J&J Spratt Funeral Home takes very seriously as well. The comfort both given and received cannot be underestimated. J&J Spratt Funeral Home also knows that the honor shown to a loved one at their time of need in this manner is still the right thing to do today. J&J Spratt Funeral Home has been gathering together with area families for 4 generations and looks forward to honoring future residents deserving of being gathered together with friends and family. Click jjspratfh.com.
Unexpected happens. When it does, you have peace of mind that you can rely on your local insurance agent. As an independent agency, S.E. Snyder in Rochester can represent you to several insurance companies so we can get you the best coverage for the best price. We pride ourselves in customer service and honest sales. You shouldn't feel pressured with an insurance quote, so if you need a quote or have questions about the coverage you need, talk with us until you're satisfied. Call S.E. Snyder Insurance Agency in Rochester today at 724-774-3584.
You're tuned in to 2025 high school football coverage on Beaver County Radio. Tonight's game is being brought to you by the Lisa and Tank Latham team at eXp Realty, the YMCA, Patriot Home Care, All Access Automotive, Fry Transportation, Vape and Roll With It, Electric Garage Door Sales, Al's Corner, Dr. C. Timothy Lip, McDonald's, Moon Auto, Freedom United Federal Credit Union, CCBC, Friendly Federal Credit Union, Fisher's New Brighton Foodland, Al's Pizza, Tri-State Sporting Arms, Drug-Free Aliquippa, McGee Heating and Air Conditioning, St. Barnabas, the William Murphy Funeral Home, the Cornerstone of Beaver County, Zookie's Sports Bar, Johnson Heating and Air Conditioning, GNU's Body Works, J. Young Refuse, the J&J Spratt Funeral Home, S.E. Snyder Insurance, D&G Rentals, and Beaver County Radio.
The Electric Garage Doors postgame show. I'm Mangino, Mike Casadian, Tank Latham with us here in the broadcast booth. Let's go over the scores from the Fry Transportation Update Desk. I don't have all finals.
It's okay.
Which means we need some help for the show coming up that you have in a moment right after this is done. So please, if you have finals for scores, call this phone number, 412-843-1880. Is that what I wrote down? Is it 1888? That's what I wrote down. I can't read my own chicken scratch. 843-1888, because we need scores. Here are the scores that we know. Southside and Beaver Falls, that game was at half the last time we got a score on that one. Hopewell and Ambridge, there's a final, 49-2. We just heard from Joe on that one. Beaver lost to Amani Christian, 41-3. What do you think about that one, Mike?
Amani, right now, two best teams in 3A are Avonworth and Amani. And Amani's really good and skilled, and it's going to be interesting to see if those two ever make it in the playoffs. If it gets that far, I know way ahead of time, but those two right now are head above. And do we have
and Hopewell?
And Hopewell too.
Hopewell's in there too. They want to be a part of this conversation. All right, here we go. Bell Vernon came back and beat Central Valley 25-22. How about that one? 25-22, Bell Vernon coming back, beating Central Valley.
Yeah, they had them in control, didn't they?
Yes, they did.
Central Valley, but Bell Vernon got tired of getting beat by Beaver County teams, it sounds like.
Neshannock on top of Elwood City, 26-20. That game's a final. Moon came back, took the lead on Penn Trafford up by 2, 14-12, and then Penn Trafford came back ends up winning this by 25-24 over the Tigers.
Yeah, Moon's got a really tough schedule, non-conference and in conference. And Rhineland does a great job. Again, there's some attrition. They're going to lose some games. But, boy, 5A's loaded, and they got tough games every week.
West Allegheny, they're making a statement. They beat up on McGuffey 65-7.
McGuffey just doesn't have – they're going to get beat up a lot this year. They just don't have a lot right now. But putting a statement and showing people that they're going to be dealt with.
One other score, though. How about them Lions? They blanked Northgate 38-0.
Again, on the road, and we'll get Tank. He's a New Brighton guy, but on the road against a team that's tough to play on the road, an athletic team, and they not only handled them, but handled them well. My personal opinion is New Brighton's a lot better than I thought they were going to be. Tank, I don't know what you think about that.
Yeah, Coach McCouga and his staff has those guys believing in the system.
Mm-hmm.
They are playing together hard, and the Lion pride that used to be back in the 90s is back, and maybe it's those white helmets, those new white helmets they got. I think the real test is going to be, I heard rumors that they're going to be doing some major construction at New Brighton Oak Hill Field.
Oh.
That's why they have this long stretch of away games. So hopefully they can continue this momentum while that construction is going on. It's difficult as a coach to have that going on while you're practicing.
Of course. Tank Latham with the Lisa Latham team, brokered by eXp Realty. Sideline reports all night long. What was it like on the sideline as you were going through the game and experiencing the emotion of these players? For people who never get a chance to have that happen, they're sitting in the stands or whatever, not able to have that intimate connection with the players as you do in the coaching. What's that like down there?
Well, down there, like especially tonight, the players were so excited when the first home game here. Like they were ready to go, and it was almost like somebody had a hot air balloon ready to go, and they just kind of let it go, and they just started going around like crazy. Then by like beginning of third quarter, they had no air left. You could see they were starting to cramp up. They needed something in there, and the coach John Core there for Avonworth had the right game plan of just slowing the game down, which drove them nuts, and took the time away off the clock. Click, 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 and once again they just needed. Aliquippa's young right now. I could see it. They are ready. They're just that little half step there, and they're going to be good. Aliquippa's still going to be good.
Did you feel that? Again, up here it's hard to tell. With 5 minutes to go, 6 minutes to go, they get one stop. They have an offense that can score quick. If they get, they showed it. And Avonworth makes a big play, and it just seemed like Avonworth gets the ball back, even after the interception, and Avonworth just marches down the field on them. I'm not going to say Aliquippa gave up. I'll be, ostracized for that. But it just seemed like Valicero started knifing through them. It became so much easier for them to move the ball. Almost, I want to say give up, but defeated.
Yeah.
They were defeated a little bit.
Yeah, they realized what they were doing just wasn't working, and they had to go back to the drawing board. And I'm sure this game gets played down the road later in the season. It's a little bit different. It's a little bit closer. I'm not saying Aliquippa would beat Avonworth on that, but it'll be a lot different.
And I really thought there was going to be a big difference maker for once that punt was blocked. And they got the ball first and goal inside the 10, and I'm thinking, you know what, they score here, and they can figure out a way of stopping Avonworth. They get the ball back with 2-3 minutes left. Marquise Council can work his magic and get this game tied up. And then that throw into the end zone and that wonderful defensive play in order to pick that ball off, it just wasn't a night for Aliquippa to shine as bright as they can.
That's why a great coach once told me 3 things can happen when you throw a ball, and 2 of them are bad. That's why it's important to be able to run the ball.
And they just can't run the ball like they used to. They don't have the line that they used to, and they don't have the back like they used to.
I think by week 4, week 5, they're going to have it ready to go, and the run game's going to catch up with them.
Fry Transportation Instant Update Desk. We need 4 scores. We got 2 of them. Riverside, unfortunately, loses to Laurel 43-0. Laurel looks like they're going to be a team to be reckoned with in AA. And then how about this one? North Catholic beats Blackhawk 65-49.
Wow, that's a barn
114 points in that game. 65-49. That is one heck of a score.
That is nuts.
And that's from the athletic directors on both squads. We just
Wow.
need Western Beaver Rochester and Beaver Falls Southside, and I have texted a couple of athletic directors.
I'm going to
try
text
to get
DJ
those.
Fry right now.
Before we wrap things up here, I was noticing that Freedom wasn't on the schedule to play tonight. They're on the schedule to play tomorrow, and you have that game.
Yeah, 11 o'clock. It was supposed to be at Summit Academy, but the Freedom Athletic Director told me this time last year, if you remember, everybody got lightninged out. Freedom lost 2 games to that early in the season. He didn't want to lose another game, and Summit Academy volunteered to come here and play. They wanted to do it tonight. Lack of officials made them push it to Saturday. And both schools have something to do later on. They're going to be 11 o'clock, 10:30 airtime tomorrow. Myself and Mr. Gene Matzuk.
Nice.
How about that?
I'm looking forward to it.
Tune
Tomorrow
in.
morning, 11 o'clock, pregame at 10:30.
And then don't forget Wednesday, the Coach's Corner at 7. Don't know who we're going to have yet. There's a couple of schools involved, but we'll have myself and Frank Sellepick. We'll talk to coaches and players, and our own Tank Latham.
All right, before we get to next Wednesday, we have a show coming up next, the Falcones Moon Township Ford wrap-up show.
We do.
And I understand that you want listener participation. Is that
Yes,
true?
True, we do. And Mr. Garazunas is going to help us out with things, and Tank's going to talk to us, and we're going to have a good show.
All right, and don't forget about Way Back When. It's happening on Sunday.
Yep.
And there's a Gene Matzuk connection for that one too, right? Because
Yes, there is.
they're going back to his first game in a championship, all the way
WPL
back.
Championship 2000.
That's going to be a great game.
1836, right?
Yeah. Go. All right, for Tank Latham and Mike Azadian, Curtis and Keith and Ryan back at the studios, thank you very much for listening. Avonworth wins tonight against Aliquippa 23-7. You've been listening to the best of Beaver County football on Beaver County Radio.
Thanks for tuning in to 2025 high school football coverage on Beaver County Radio. Tonight's game was brought to you by the Lisa and Tank Latham team at eXp Realty, the YMCA, Patriot Home Care, All Access Automotive, Fry Transportation, Vape and Roll With It, Electric Garage Door Sales, Al's Corner, Dr. C. Timothy Lip, McDonald's, Moon Auto, Freedom United Federal Credit Union, CCBC, Friendly Federal Credit Union, Fisher's New Brighton Foodland, Al's Pizza, Tri-State Sporting Arms, Drug-Free Aliquippa, McGee Heating and Air Conditioning, St. Barnabas, the William Murphy Funeral Home, the Cornerstone of Beaver County, Zookie's Sports Bar, Johnson Heating and Air Conditioning, GNU's Body Works, J. Young Refuse, the J&J Spratt Funeral Home, S.E. Snyder Insurance, D&G Rentals, and Beaver County Radio. 99.3 FM and AM 1230 WBVP, 95.7 FM and AM 1460 WMBA, and BeaverCountyRadio.com.